Yo, 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 we back in the building.
You are casting a very big shadow. It looks like somebody's behind you.
Am I? That's the hoodie, man.
Oh yeah, your hoodie's extra wide.
That's the hoodie, man. You want me to take it down?
Yeah, it's gonna fuck with my OCD. Welcome to Villain Radio and Link Up presents Sunday Dinner. I'm VIll.
I'm Syndrome.
Hold on, where's the names? There we go.
You gotta play the horns too.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
We got the board. We barely use the board, man. We barely use the board, but you know.
All right, last week when we did the little pilot episode of this, I said every week we're gonna try to stay consistent with this version of the link up. We'll call it the Sunday dinner. So that way, when we do official link up with all four of us, it makes it all that more exclusive, I guess you could say. So this week you got us two. You got the good looking guys of the group.
Yeah, we're definitely the best looking out of the four of us. Shout out to Bill for that. I appreciate that, man.
No problem.
You're a handsome fellow as well.
I try. I'm aging well. But we're gonna get into the shits tonight, and Indy may jump in a little bit later, and so would Trell, and you gotta wait till his wife go to bed or some shit.
Yeah, suckers.
Yeah. But we're getting all types of shit. We're gonna recap what was supposed to be an interview on Friday night with Rev, but kind of turned out to be Rev just getting drunk and dodging any type of questions that we asked him. So we'll talk about that shit show. We're gonna get into last night's Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight and the undercard. We're gonna
and the undercard.
We're gonna get into who could go up against Jay-Z in a Verzuz battle. We're gonna go over Indy's dumbass opinion of Will Smith versus Jay-Z. We're gonna go over how women love toxic men and how toxic does that make them. And well, we will glance over the Rev interview that was whatever you want to call that. I guess it was just a fucking drinking game. Every time we ask him a question, he drank.
So okay, so what did we take away from the interview? That Rev's really in the Illuminati?
That I don't even know if Rev could spell Illuminati.
He certainly couldn't that night, man.
Probably not. But he remembered everything. So I mean, I guess he's a professional wine drinker.
Wine drunk.
I guess
he was wine drunk.
He was.
We tried.
Hey,
we tried really hard.
Shout out to Rev.
Shout out to Rev, man.
We're going to get in all types of shit, like I said. I mean, we might as well just lead off with the Rev shit since we start talking about it.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna go.
I have a new show called Friday Night Live that we did a link up Villain Radio joint one this past Friday with Kyle Rev Miller. That was supposed to be highly informative and entertaining, and
everyone was supposed to be in studio. Let's not forget that.
And the only people that were in the studio were me and Syndrome. We're in the studio together right now. We just got two separate cameras just in case one of us got to like leave the room for something or anything like that. But every time we asked a question, he really didn't answer it. He kind of skirted around the other shit, and then by the end of the interview was some philosophical fucking infomercial.
So where are we going with this? Was it media trained Rev, or just Rev didn't want to answer any questions really?
I don't know, because he wanted to interview. He booked this interview himself. He made the flyer in like March, April.
He definitely did.
And he lobbied and lobbied and lobbied for the interview, and then he gets the interview, and he's just very elusive with everything, which might have been. But I got a call today from Vision. Shout out to Vision. He might be watching.
Shout out to him, man.
And he's like, what the fuck was that? And he knows Rev very well. So yeah, it was pretty funny. But shout out to Rev for not answering any motherfucking questions. And I don't really care about doing a part 2. But I do. I still love you.
Still love you, bro. Shout out to him, man. He so we just released Extended Weekend. Came out, I think, yesterday. Rev did the artwork for that. He did my first mixtape as well. And he does so much of what comes out around here. So we love you, Rev. We appreciate you, but that was a shit show.
Yeah, that's
Love you though, brother.
never again. Never again.
Never again.
Never again.
Never again.
We did get out of it that we are doing a Villain Radio Rev project. It'll probably be like 3 to 5 songs. I guess I'm doing
Okay.
I agreed to do the intro.
You said you agreed to do the intro.
Guess. I mean it's on tape, so
Yeah.
Tape is on tape. It's in the cloud.
Yeah, it's in the cloud. There we go.
It's on tape. That shows my age right there. It's
okay, so we'll see how that comes about. I'm interested. I'm excited about that, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
VIll is recorded, but
it's just an intro, and I never said that I would rap the intro. So
we don't expect you to rap.
No, it just might be me talking. Oh, he expects me to rap.
Does he?
Yeah, but
we'll
see what happens.
Yeah.
But let's leave Rev alone, so we don't want to make this show as disappointing as Fridays. Let's move on to last night's fucking pay-per-view extravaganza that nobody paid for but white people in the suburbs.
True.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is it.
I love Facebook. You guys are fucking awesome.
Tyson versus Jones.
People who were showing it on their camera phone, on streams, on Facebook Lives. I love you guys. You guys are the best.
Hey, for $30 a month, hit me up and I'll get you 1,600 channels.
You know what? I think I might know what you're talking about on that one too.
It's Crack Vision. You'll love it.
Really?
Yep. Il Brown got a plug. Shout out to Il Brown.
We'll talk about that after the podcast.
Yeah. So Tyson versus Jones, which ended in a draw, which is complete bullshit.
Oh my god.
You know what? They did that so none of these places had to pay out on all the bets they took in. Is one of the things that I'm thinking, because it wasn't.
What are they doing? They just give them their money back?
Yeah, you get the money back, whatever you bet.
That's fucking lame. They don't make any money off that then.
So it's weird, bro. It's so fucking weird that it would plainly that Tyson won.
So you think that Tyson won? So I watched only probably like a couple of the middle rounds, and it looked like Jones was giving it to him. He was finally getting out. The round before, when I first clicked in, Tyson was basically hemming him up.
He landed like 40 more punches than Jones did
for the whole fight.
Yeah, Jones landed, I think, 27 punches to Tyson's 67.
Okay.
Power punches 57 to like
you know what? I hate those
17 or
I hate
9
the
or some
CompuBox stats though, man. I hate that shit. You gotta watch the fight and see that shit. Jones was trying to keep his distance because he had the reach advantage on Tyson. But it seemed like every time he got something going and he got some distance, Tyson just got close to him and tied him up, and he was grabbing that left arm, and he was
bro, his ribs got to be so sore.
They got to be so sore.
They got to be sore as fuck.
He was tagging the shit out of his body. But you know, so Rob, you watched the whole fight. What did you think of the fight?
I watched the last 2 fights. I didn't care about anybody else on the undercard. I watched the Jake Paul, Nate Robinson, and the Tyson Jones.
Okay. So what did you think about the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. Fight?
Tyson was ready. Like, he was ready to fight. You know, he came out ready. You know, he's lost 100 pounds over last year, and not
so dope, man.
Not in the words, not in the sense just to be in preparation for this fight. Just overall,
right. just to live a healthy life.
I think he might be vegan now too.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. I did hear that.
He got a dope ass podcast too. Check out Mike Tyson Hot Boxing.
That shit is fucking epic, bro. He's got some epic interviews on there. Shout out to him. But okay, so Tyson comes in ready to fight. Roy Jones, he definitely didn't look like he was in like top physical shape, but he's older now though.
After the first round, when he sat down, he was out of breath, and he's like, oh, what the fuck I get myself into?
Huffy and puffy.
Like, and Tyson was ready. Like, the bell rings, and Jones' team gets his stool out. He's sitting down real quick, and Tyson's just standing there. Like,
The
That's
round
it?
I saw,
That's
the round
it?
I saw when they were both sitting down, they both looked tired.
Oh yeah.
But this was the middle of the fight, though. Probably had how many rounds did they go?
8 2-minute rounds.
I want to say that I came in and I watched the end of the third, the fourth, and the fifth.
Okay.
So Roy Jones was he was trying to get out of it, but it seemed like Tyson was bullying him. He's a little bit bigger, just as far as wide stature. You know what I'm saying? He's not taller. He doesn't have a better reach.
He was in better shape.
He was in better shape. And he's gonna throw more power punches.
He took it more seriously, and you could tell.
Okay.
You know, like you could definitely tell that like Mike was like, and he said that this is the first of many. Like he wants to do this more. He wants to.
Who the fuck is he gonna fight?
Well, it's. I guess he's gonna continue to doing the exhibition shit.
Yeah, but who
knows? I mean,
who?
I don't know. I mean, it's all the money's gonna go to charity.
Tough.
So
yeah,
hopefully
that's still tough. Who do I find to fight Mike Tyson? Like Roy Jones is like best case scenario. Who?
Well, he said he wanted to do it again with Roy.
With Roy,
yeah.
And Roy actually come in shape this time.
I mean, yeah.
What I was looking at, like Snoop said, it looked like two uncles fighting at the barbecue, man.
The winner of the night, no matter all the fights, the clear winner of last night was Snoop Dogg. Like he should be commentator for fucking everything. There's nothing that he should not commentate for. Like it is insane.
Please get
King of the one-liners. He was dropping shit left and right. I was rolling.
Yo, get that guy a job somewhere, man. Please, guys. We need Snoop Dogg at our sporting events talking about the sport. I don't even care what sport it is. I'm gonna tune in to watch Snoop and see what the fuck Snoop has to say, because that shit was epic. And this is actually a perfect segue. When I saw the clip of the Nate Robinson knockout.
Oh, they're not even gonna show it to me like I want them to show it to me, are they? Boom.
What are you doing? Oh, okay. Snoop's like, oh Lord.
So in the fight leading up to the main event, you had Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. Jake Paul is an internet celebrity.
Look, guys, I'm so old. I didn't even know who the fuck Jake Paul was.
It was the Chiba
Nate out.
Hey, Snoop came out he performed last night too, had the dopest performance, then he was smoking the whole time.
That's the level that we all need to get to.
Yeah, so
we need to be able to smoke in public and no one say a fucking thing to us.
Move to California and get your medical recommendation. There's only 5 places you can't smoke.
Where?
A school or youth facility,
doctor's office,
a church, a fucking a school bus, a boat, or a car, and no smoking zone.
You can't smoke in the car
while it's being operated.
Okay. Shout out to Snoop, pioneer.
Yeah. So in a fight leading up to the main event, you had Jake Paul, the internet celebrity, versus Nate Robinson, NBA previous NBA star. He's the only player to win the slam.
Star is a little generous, I would say.
Hey, he shined when he needed to. He
won the slam dunk contest
3 times. The only person ever do it 3 times.
He's tied for that.
And then he had big games when he needed to. He played. He played great for the Bulls.
He never made an All-Star team.
No, yeah, I think he made one as reserve.
No.
Oh well. Anyway,
we love Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson, who took this seriously and called out Jake Paul.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't fare too well.
That's also generous.
It's very generous. Let me find the video.
Motherfucker got knocked out, yo.
He got knocked the fuck out.
Got knocked the fuck out.
You got knocked the fuck out moment. Like, if I've ever seen it.
Bro, I was literally in tears. The first thing I saw, I didn't even see the clip. I saw people doing the Nate Robinson challenge. That's what I saw.
Yeah, they just laying down.
I saw this girl, she falls on her couch in slow motion. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going
What the
on?
fuck is going on?
He got knocked the fuck out.
He got knocked the fuck out. Low key, because Jake Paul knocked him down right before he got knocked out. He got hit in the back of the head.
That was the first one, yeah.
That was the first one. And he fell and he was looking crazy on that one. And then that is when he realized where he had fucked up.
Yeah,
that shit was all bad.
What you're talking about is right here. Hold on, let me share it real quick.
And shout out to them for booking that fight and them getting that moment, because that shit is like super viral right now.
Super viral.
Yeah, and it all happened.
This was the first one. This was the first one where he got him on the
he hit him on the back of the head. Boom.
Yeah, that was the first one.
So he falls.
That was first.
He looks crazy. He was he was checking to see if he's bleeding from the back of his head. Like, bro, he got on gloves, man. You just fell really hard on your face, and then
so let's see if I could find the last one. The last one was like the video that I just had, the picture I just had. He was slumped and he was out for a minute.
He was slumped. They had to give him the sniffing salts, bro.
And not cocaine.
Not cocaine.
Not talking about cocaine.
Give him the salts to wake him up.
Might have been bath salts. Shit. Yeah, he was down. Shout out to Nate Robinson though. Shout out to hey, Jake Paul fucking called out Conor McGregor amongst others.
Corny. I want to see him and Ryan Garcia, even though the consensus on that, as far as I've polled in the last few hours, is that Ryan Garcia would tear a hole in his ass. So I'm not as excited.
Yeah.
Same time though, shout out to Nate Robinson, because at the end of the day, I just want to point this out though. Like, anybody that has the balls enough to go in that ring and, you know what I'm saying, throw blows with somebody, even though it's, you know what I'm saying, it's sanctioned or whatever, they got on gloves, like, it still takes some balls to go in there and throw hands with somebody like that. So shout out to Nate Robinson, even though, yeah, he took the L with the KO on it, man. That shit hurts. That shit hurts, bruh. As a black man, I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, he got him, and he, boom, bro, his face broke his fall. His face broke his fall.
Yo, he literally, it was all chin to canvas.
He needed some milk. Yeah, he was sleeping like a baby. He needed all types of shit.
I'm telling you, they went to the little kit that they have by the side of the boxing ring, and they gave him the smelling salts.
I want to slow this. I wish I could slow this down, because I'm pretty sure his fucking face bounced off the ring.
Yeah.
But I already blown it up.
Yeah, bro, he was sleep. That motherfucker took his melatonin. Melatonin.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Let me play this one more time, and then I'm interested.
Triller. Hey, so a couple shout outs I want to make. Shout out to Triller.
It not only, his face not only bounced off the fucking mat, it fucking landed and skid.
That is worse than bouncing.
Wow, damn.
If your face skid off something, dog, that's bad.
But
that's bad as hell.
I think the best thing that came from the fight was the fucking the Nate Robinson memes.
Okay. I'll go with you on that. A couple shout outs though.
Go ahead.
Triller, they got the advertisement for the center of the ring. I don't know how these ads go. I don't know how much it is, but the fact that Triller is sponsoring the fight, that's big for them. You know what I'm saying? The other thing, I had no idea about weed maps, bro. Swear to God, I had
yeah,
no idea about weed maps. They're advertising during the fight, yo.
I thought he might have been dead at first too, and I was kind of worried at how long it took everybody to get to his side.
You guys suck, man. Y'all ain't never seen nobody get knocked out in a boxing match before.
Bro, I didn't think Jake Paul was gonna knock out Nate Robinson.
I think
that's not what we thought was gonna happen.
Okay, but they got to be prepared for that at all times, though. I knew he was good. He all right, man. They have medical professionals around there.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
I definitely
thought, not what you thought.
I definitely thought he was dead, though.
I almost put money on DraftKings on his ass.
Shout out to DraftKings. They taking bets now. It's fucking dope.
I know.
Hey,
over everything.
The meme that killed me, bro, was
well, look,
they said
here's a shitload of them right here. We could scroll through
Hold on. I gotta tell you my favorite before
Go
it
ahead.
comes up.
Go ahead.
So my favorite is that Nate Robinson is auditioning for for a remake of Rocky. I think that's Rocky 4 when Apollo Creed died.
Oh shit. I seen that.
That shit is bad. The internet wins again, yo.
Of course, there was this one, which was hilarious.
Which one is that? I can't see.
The Martin one.
Oh yeah. All the Martin ones.
And then we had the Simba one. You got the Simba one.
Yeah. Get up, Dad.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yes, that's awesome.
And of course, the internet was quick. Of course.
These motherfuckers are on it, man.
Yeah. Record scratcher, but you're wondering how I got here.
Oh man. The internet can be so great.
Then they got the Jake Paul Muhammad Ali pose.
That's lame. No, fuck him.
Hey, he
won though, but fuck him.
Yeah, he got his ass.
Yeah, he won though. Shout out to Jake Paul. He took home the victory.
Yeah.
And then he posed in a Nate Robinson jersey, dog.
Bro. Yes.
Yeah, man.
It was
super
pretty
troll.
Good.
That's a good troll.
It was entertaining. It was something else to do on there he is on Minecraft. In a coffin.
That's fucking nuts, bruh. The internet wins, yo.
Internet always is gonna win. They're quick. People ain't got nothing to do.
That's crazy, man. Shout out to those meme makers out there. You guys come holler at us, man. We need you to make some memes for us.
I know. So like I said, it was entertaining. I enjoyed it. Whatever.
Could just get Bug and True to do that shit, man. These motherfuckers are just as quick. Omar, shout out to Omar.
I don't know if they'd be as quick. They'd get as tired as pretty quick, probably. Yeah,
we get some dope ass shit out of it though.
Yeah,
we've already gotten dope shit from the motherfuckers on the internet.
So, I wonder what's next. Tyson said he wants to do some more. He said he wanted to fight Roy again, and I think Roy is like, "No, I'm good."
Really?
Yeah, his face didn't look like he wanted to fight again.
So did they get it? Do we know the word on if they got paid or not, and like how much? Is it worth his while to do again?
Yeah, with the pay-per-view buys, Tyson will walk away with about 10 million, and Roy Jones Jr. will walk away with about 3.
So he wouldn't fight again in a year. He's an old ass man, though. They're both old.
They're in their 50s.
They're in their 50s. That's tough, but that's a nice payday.
Yeah,
that's a nice payday for him, especially now.
Ask his ribs.
He got doctors, I'm sure.
That nigga high right now.
Hey, listen, Roy. Actually, I don't know about Roy.
Yeah, I seen a tweet
anymore.
Yeah, Illy, I seen the tweet. Nate trying to make light, like he didn't really acknowledge how bad he lost. He just he thanked everybody for helping him get ready and everything. He just kind of forgot. He might have forgot that he got knocked the fuck out.
Might have forgot, yo. That whole section of his life might be gone, yo.
It looks like he probably had a concussion of sorts. So we'll see what happens.
Roy, though, I might have to question his doctors. He had hand problems for half his career. I know you're a boxer, but damn, bro, he's breaking his hands on motherfuckers' jaws.
Well,
shout out to Roy though.
Yeah, shout out to Roy. We'll see what comes after. Like Tyson wanted to go for a knockout, bro. Like he really wanted to.
Yeah, but the
rules were no knockout.
No knockouts.
Oh shit, we got somebody coming in.
Do we?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to see Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fight again.
Hey, Indy just left a chat group. He's like, I love how you discuss my opinion and run a whole panel discussion. Then left a group talking about his opinion on Will Smith and Jay-Z.
You're upset about that? I thought we were going to talk about it. That's why I put it on the board. Indy.
He left the conversation. So
he left the conversation too.
Again.
He's angry. So he left the group chat and the conversation.
Yeah.
Who is that? Is that Trail?
What up, Trail?
What's going on, brothers?
How you doing tonight?
Busy, but I'm here. What's going on?
Indy left the group chat again.
I saw that shit. Why? What y'all say now? VIll, what you say?
Nothing. Let's not talk about it so we don't get mad.
All right.
All right.
VIll, it's on the board though.
Well, we'll get to that. We just won't talk about him leaving the group chat.
Okay.
Catch me up. What's on the board? Just send it in the message.
I'll go over it. We just finished wrapping up the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight, and now we're gonna go into the Jay-Z. Who could go up against Jay-Z in a Verzuz?
Oh, damn.
Who goes up against Hove?
Rome's been wanting to get at it for a while, and here we are. And
because I don't know,
we're all in trouble now.
That's the person that I most want to see in the Verzuz.
I know somebody that could go against him.
Most too.
Who?
Rome.
Get the fuck out of here.
You want him? I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
I wouldn't even go against Hove. What do you mean? I'm team Hove.
Who would you say?
I'm team Hove.
Who do I say? So we've had discussions about Jay-Z versus Drake. We've had discussions about Jay-Z versus Wayne. I say neither one of them can hold a candle to Hove as far as hit music.
No.
Neither. And Drake has been on the longest run. Like consecutively as like the number one artist. Wayne had his time, but Hove, because he's been so consistent with just knocking shit out the park, I don't think, because he actually predates Wayne and Drake, there's no way that there's just no way, in my opinion. Now, VIll brought up something very interesting that we haven't even talked about though.
What's that?
James Mosley says, "Man, shut the fuck up. Wayne kills everybody."
Listen, Doug. Listen, Doug.
Uh-oh.
I know you a young buck.
Hey, Joshua Justice just said Eminem. But I tell you.
So that was VIll's idea. That is interesting to me.
Indy just commented on a post.
You know, he's not feeling the Eminem idea.
He's probably cooking us up.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh man.
And he said he's.
I mean, if it was anybody, we talking about longevity and we talking about catalog back to back and number one hits. I could see Eminem, but I know a lot of people that don't want to see that just because it's Eminem.
I mean, no matter what they want to see, it matters who's going to match up.
Yes, it's
yeah.
What matters is what's gonna make it the most entertaining.
Yeah.
Would that really be entertaining though?
Here's the thing: people put all these matchups, and it's like one rapper from one era and versus a rapper from another era. That's not gonna match up well. Don't make no sense whatsoever.
Thank you, VIll. Thank you.
It's
They
like
also have
they
to
didn't
be
have
from the
Aretha
same
Franklin
era.
going up against fucking Mariah Carey or some
Cor-
shit, you know?
Correct.
Right.
That doesn't
Right.
make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. That's why Drake and Jay-Z, that makes absolutely no sense to me.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody younger is gonna be like, them Drake songs, because I don't even know half of them Jay-Z songs. You know what I'm saying? They haven't caught up yet.
You really only got Nas.
He Nas hasn't had the hits like Jay-Z has though.
Well, I beg to differ. He's had hits. He just haven't been mainstream. He hasn't been out there as much as Jay-Z.
That's really not true. Well, he's been mainstream though. That's how he came in.
Right. But recently, if Jay-Z, when he dropped that 444,
Nas just dropped
everybody knew about it.
the Hit Boy joint that
And
everybody
I'm with it, but a lot of people ain't up on it.
nominated. Bill, you don't like it? Bill is fucking.
I'm a huge Nas fan. And
listen,
I was
How you don't like this new one?
him and Hato they're weird. They have like weird producer ears and shit like that. So this is what Hato told me. He said he didn't like the Hit Boy album because it sounded way too like clean and polished.
it just
We like gritty fucking Alchemist beats.
Right.
it
Right.
was I'm
I like that
it
album a lot,
didn't
though.
I couldn't vibe to it. It wasn't I didn't, it wasn't a bad album, but it wasn't one of my favorite of the year at all.
Yeah, give it another. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be your favorite, but give it another shot. I
How many
bet it
songs
grow on you.
I don't know, over 10.
Jesus Christ, damn, you beat me. I ain't listened that long.
Yeah. Like my Apple Music, my app, if you go into recently played in my Apple Music, it's only gonna be like 7 or 8 albums.
True.
And it's very rarely songs, like I'll grab the album and I'm listening to the album. We've been
Mhm.
fortunate enough to the past year and a half, 2 years, that there's been a lot of albums released that you could, enjoy all the way through. And that's been a lot of the Griselda shit. It's been all the Fred shit. It's been um shit. I like the Big Sean shit. Stoves, stove shit's dope from front to back,
Front to back.
so
Shout out to Rock Marciano.
yes.
That shit is fly.
And I had Rock's new shit's dope. I haven't got through it as many times as I would have wanted to so far, but it's not bad.
But King's Disease, though, the Grammy nominated. I don't think it's gonna win though, but
We'll get into that in a second because we'll go over all the nominations
okay.
after we get out of this Jay-Z shit. So yeah, I mean, as you think about it, like Nas, because of the same era type shit, you would think Nas would be a good matchup, but it's gonna go to Jay. I mean,
It definitely will go to Jay, but it'll be interesting. It'll be entertaining to watch, especially because of their past beef and all that.
yeah.
I think that somebody my age is gonna be, even though I feel like going in ahead of time that Jay-Z is probably gonna win, but I'm still gonna be entertained because I'm gonna be nostalgic about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think like nobody younger is really gonna be like that.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, I heard all of these Jay-Z songs. I ain't heard these fucking Nas songs.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I meant about that mainstream radio airwave play.
10. Actually, he can probably get about 15 off, but he's gonna have to play some records that people who are gonna watch this on Instagram haven't heard.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna be the hardest thing.
That's hard. Jay-Z doesn't have that nigga got too many songs.
Yeah.
And 20?
You got at least 2
Bruh.
hits from each album.
If he plays Is That Your Bitch, that shit's gonna go off.
Yeah, he got so much shit to pull from it.
Yeah.
Bruh.
So who? So who do you think then, Ron?
So I like the Eminem thing though.
Mm-hmm.
I think Eminem, as far as the hits, but to me, I feel like I'm gonna be disappointed in it because I'm a big Slim Shady fan too, and like a lot of my favorite Eminem records are things that weren't on the album. They're like freestyles and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like. I like a lot of shit off Infinite.
There's people that you can't really have a versus. Like Jay, like it's just out of your league. Like JM, even in a producer battle, fucking Dre and shit like
Yeah,
that. So
that's tough.
there's people that's just off limits.
Hey, listen, Snoop Dogg won his battle because half of that shit was produced by Dre, dog. It was like as soon as the beat come on, you like, oh shit, this nigga won.
Yeah, so it's but it'll be it'd be entertaining. It'd be dope for the culture. Any two people, I mean, man, I don't.
Jay-Z Nas would be too though.
Yeah,
But
it would.
It's kind of like
That's a whole New York type.
I feel like they deserve that. At least Nas, I feel like he deserve a piece of that. You know what I mean? Because like I said about they pass beefs and all that kind of stuff. I feel like some people want to see how they will songs.
okay. So listen, this is where I'm gonna go with it. So, who have been the most famous people that have been in the Versus?
Say that again.
Who are the most famous people that have been in a Versus up to this date?
Fuck.
Do they even come close to Jay-Z or Nas? I don't really think
I mean,
so.
depends on the generation. I'm gonna look up the list of everything that's happened because there's a lot that we don't even.
Yeah, that we haven't even paid attention to.
Yeah, so let's see.
Who'd they do? Erica Badu and Jill Scott.
Okay. Damn, which one?
Gucci Jeezy.
Okay, part one. All right, part one. The season one, as they're calling it, was start off with Swiss versus Timbaland, Boy Wonder versus Hit Boy, The Dream versus Sean Garrett, Neo versus Jonta Austin, French Montana versus Tory Lanez, Scott Storch versus Manny Fresh, Ryan Tedder versus Benny Blanco, T-Pain versus Lil Jon, RZA versus DJ Premier, Teddy Riley versus Babyface, Erica Badu versus Bill Scott, Nelly versus Ludacris, Bounty Killer versus Uniman, 112 versus Jagged Edge. So that was the first season. Second season, Kirk Franklin versus Fred Hammond. John Legend.
I gotta go back and watch some of these.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see what else we have. Fabulous versus Jadakiss, DMX versus Snoop, Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz, Brandy versus Monica, Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle. Those two would probably be the famous thus far.
Yeah.
That you would think. So
Jay-Z and Nas is up there.
Yeah, because if you're looking at the viewers so far, if you're looking at the viewers, just the estimated at so far, the biggest one has been.
I'm thinking it's gonna be the last one.
Jeezy versus Gucci. The second runner up is Brandy versus Monica with 1.2 million.
That's
and the Jeezy versus Gucci was the first one of season 2 because we had season part 1 and season part 2. Season 1A and season 1B basically, and then now season 2 started with Jeezy versus Gucci. So, the lowest
is crazy.
That would get some people gonna watch.
Hey, you know it's crazy.
They gonna watch.
The lowest rated one. What do you think out of all the ones I named was the lowest viewed one?
Kirk Franklin.
What was Kirk?
Actually, no.
No, he was at 276,000 at peak.
Okay.
Nah, they
He
weren't low.
he had more than Alicia Keys and John Legend, who had 154,000.
I think that was a bad matchup. I could see why that was so low.
The lowest is
It's a producer battle.
Ryan Tedder versus Benny Blanco.
Okay.
Crazy because Benny Blanco's does some big
And
ass records.
the second lowest is Boy Wonder versus Hit Boy.
Producer battles.
Yes.
Yep.
T-Pain and Lil Jon was up there with 270,000.
Thought that would have been more.
Yeah.
I would have thought that too, but
it wasn't bad. But the part 2 of the first season, it depending who it was, they would not too bad, fucking 276,000 for Kurt Franklin versus Fred Hammond. Alicia Keys, John Legend, 154,000. Fabulous and Jadakiss, 387,000.
I gotta go back and watch some.
DMX
Yeah, that should have been more too.
See, DMX versus Snoop only had 525,000 people. I thought it'd be more. Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz, 215,000. Brandy versus Monica, like I said, 1.2 million. Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle, 600,000. And then, season 2 started, and that was Gucci versus Jeezy, 1.8 million at the apex peak. So, there you go. The consensus is we can't really determine who could go up against Jay.
No, I do like Eminem. I do like Eminem. I feel like that over Jay-Z and Nas makes more sense in this climate for some reason.
It'd get more viewers. And at the end, they perform Renegade together.
Yeah.
You know what? Kanye can match. Illy said he mentioned Kanye right now. I don't know if he mentioned it specifically towards the thing, but
Yeezy versus Jay is interesting as well. But
Jay-Z gonna play some beats that Kanye made him and shit.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
that would be good because they haven't been talking. They could do a verses like Gucci and Jeezy did, and at the end they could perform fucking Niggas in Paris 15,000 times.
Yeah, but wouldn't that kind of like give a lot more credit to Ye?
Ivy, no, Ivy says y'all think Nas and Jay would get more views. No, Kanye versus Jay would definitely get more views.
Yeah, but would it be as solid of a battle?
Yeah, I think so. Kanye arguably has more hits than both of them.
What are we talking about?
Kanye versus Jay.
No, I'm saying, who are we talking about? Solo hits? What are we talking about?
Right.
I think all.
We're talking about like production credits too. Does he get to play those?
No,
I'm that tight.
If it's not on, it's not on their albums, I don't think they should be able to play it. Yeah.
So that would have been the same thing with 50 going that game, and then 50 says, "But you can't play any songs that I'm on."
That's actually what? There's only 2, 3, 2.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have a lot
because they beefed right after the first album.
Yes.
Right. But he was talking about his biggest hits.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what can Game really play that could keep up with 50?
Well, that's just saying, and 50 can't fucking do the same shit because some of those songs were on his album too.
It's just one of them, ain't it?
Yeah, I think one of them. But yeah, I think it'll be a good battle just for the culture because they had their little beef and shit too. But yeah, fucking, Kanye has had multiple hits on every album he's put out. Jay hasn't had he hasn't, and by multiple hits, I'm talking about 3 or more. Jay hasn't consistently had 3 or more hits, commercial hits off each album.
What I'm saying is,
and that's
he has way more albums than Kanye, where he's got at least 2 on it, which builds his shit up. Plus, in my opinion, I have multiple classic albums of Jay-Z where I can play like just about anything off this shit. This shit is gonna fucking rock.
You could do that with every album up to fucking Life of Pablo.
I like Life of Pablo a lot. Hey, bro, I'm so weird. I'm so weird, bro. I swear to God, like 2 or 3 days ago, dog, I played about 6 songs off Life of Pablo just sitting in my car, dog.
Were you depressed that day?
A little bit.
That makes sense then. That makes
a little bit I
sense.
was, dog.
But no, like I really like Kanye versus J too. It really had to be like M or J, because I can't really like.
Like who from Jay-Z's? So this is why
Illy said something about Fat Joe too earlier, but Fat Joe don't stack up either.
nah, he doesn't stack up.
You think of Fat Joe, you only think of one hit.
What, lean back? Nah,
yeah.
it's more than that.
Well, I know there's more than that, but right off the top of your head, you think of one.
Did he do Make It Rain?
Yeah.
Well,
Was that his song?
I make it rain on them hoes.
I don't know if it was his.
I think that was his. And Wayne,
Yeah, like Billy said, he thinks it gets tricky because you got to choose the right 20. The song selection got to be on point. Yeah, and that's dope. That's why I like it. That's where the DJs come in. I don't think a lot of these artists. I think Jay
go in with a plan.
I don't think they go in with a plan. I think it's kind of really up to the DJ, really.
Isn't the playlist already out?
No, they just like leading up to the shit. Everybody just like post these playlists that these sites randomly pick. If we are these artists, these are the 20 songs that I would put up against each other type shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Sometime it is, and sometime it isn't. But I mean, I would. It would be cool to see Jay and Kanye doing it just because of their little thing they've been going through since Kanye been acting all crazy and shit over the last.
Did they ever squash it?
I don't. Every time it seems to be squashed, fucking Kanye says something else that might be questionable.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, Ivy. Real talk. Jay can put his catalog on shuffle and win. That. Yeah.
That's pretty close to
yeah.
Close to accurate. No, that's really close to accurate.
Rome, I know you feeling that one.
It's like I just don't see it any other way, dog. I don't even see how Jay-Z can lose. It's just so many.
Yeah. Yeah, he got that he got that Midas touch.
Yeah. That's exactly it's all subjective like everything else, and it's all fucking in our heads because we know it's never gonna happen. Who knows? Next one we're gonna get, maybe we will get to fucking the 50 in game.
That would be okay.
They seem fucking okay with it. 50 had mentioned something about it, and Game said something to Whack 100 to let 50 know that he'd be down with it too. So that was a couple weeks ago.
I would really just watch it just to hear what petty shit 50 got to say.
Yeah, Illy, yeah. I'm a big J fan too, but I'm kind of a bigger Kanye fan. It'd be a good it'd be a very, very good good versus either him or M, and that's really the only two that I could think of putting up against him.
Yeah.
So should we get into number 4 and get fucking blocked on Facebook or? What do you think?
He said, "Fuck it. I don't know what number 4 is. Let me see."
Trust, like I have no idea what number 4.
Nobody. Hey, put it in there. Put it in there.
Like, what is he gonna do though?
Okay,
is he really gonna block us?
All right, so Indy, who's not here right now because he's either at work or he's home now, but he's got the Mandalorian review and all the other nerd mix and A+ opinion shit that he does. He's a really busy guy, and he probably hates us right now, but we love him.
We love him, man.
We love you, Indy.
For real.
Yes. But he had this opinion that Will Smith would be the perfect artist to go up against Jay-Z, and that he would. Did he say that he would win? I'm pretty sure that he said he would win. I'm a huge Will Smith fan.
I am as well.
Music and acting.
Yes.
But
he doesn't have a shot.
Yeah.
Not one.
He doesn't have a shot.
One.
Like, were you gonna put a Big Willie style against Dirt Off Your Shoulder? Like how exactly
Bro.
does this
You
go?
can honestly put Big Willie style up against.
Well, so
shit.
this is what I will say. Summertime probably wins around.
Oh yeah,
That wins around.
you're gonna put fucking parents just don't understand versus 99 problems or some shit. Like how do you
Yeah,
match
that's
this shit
fucking-
And
up?
Can he get getting jiggy with it?
Ellie, he said, "Man, stop." Hey, Indy. That was
Bro,
Indy.
That's your boy. That's
Hey.
your boy, man. That's what he said. was like,
Parents don't
"What?"
understand versus meet the parents. Yeah.
What?
So
Yeah, man, that's tough. I love
Yeah.
getting jiggy with it. just
getting
like
jiggy
the
with
rest.
versus fucking
Yo.
big pimping.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
versus Big Pimpin' is interesting though.
Yeah. I mean theoretically
Oh,
you could
shit,
see
man.
how Will Smith will fucking stack up against it, but sometimes you don't know if Indy's trolling or not.
Buddy is tripping. That's what-
I'm not. I'm going with trolling for that one because I don't think he really feel like that.
bro,
He can't.
probably does.
And I'm arguing with myself because he probably do.
He probably
Yeah, I'm
does,
arguing with
bro.
myself.
Indy, come in the group chat and let us know if he was playing or not.
He can't because he left.
Because he left the group chat today.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Well,
always come.
okay.
Someone has to put him back.
Yeah,
in.
we
You
have
want me
to we have to
back
put
in?
him back in.
Oh damn.
We have to invite him back, and he'll probably he's not gonna do it. No, he'll fucking he won't jump in yet. He'll wait. He don't like us right now.
It's all good. Still like him. Yeah, all right.
We love him, but
I'm inviting him back, man. Fuck it.
so Jay is gonna
Nobody.
So
Just being straight up.
we're
He's the
gonna
most famous person that they would
we're gonna
could possibly
segue
be able to invite.
into the rap album of the year nominees that Syndrome brought up earlier in the show that I wanted to hold off to do a segment itself on. So, year after year, it's a bunch of commercial hip hop shit that sells the most and shit like that. That's usually nominated for album of the year. Like for instance, a couple years ago, when Cardi B won, when Invasion of Privacy won the rap album of the year, people were all fucking in their feelings and shit like that. I like the album, so I didn't give a fuck.
I actually
The intro to that
actually
album,
wasn't even mad about
that intro to that album
Or
is
really.
one of the greatest album intros of all time.
I still bang it. I don't even fuck with Cardi like that, but
That-
she
that-
came solid for a debut.
The intro to that album is fucking insane. It's
Listen, she got some songs on that album. Bodak Yellow is on that album. You know
Mhm.
that shit went up.
yeah.
And
So-
listen, shout out to Cardi because she performed those records. But whoever is writing the motherfuckers for her, dog, that motherfucker fire too. Because that shit is crazy.
Especially this intro. Do you think she really had a ghostwriter for that, or could she pull that out her ass?
Well, see, she's been rapping for longer than people think.
Yeah.
She's
Mhm.
put out series and series of mixtape.
Yeah.
And if you go back and you pick any two songs from everything she's did, you see the growth. And this is
Mhm.
before
Yes.
she was on Love and Hip Hop. It was
Mhm.
before all this bullshit. So you can see that there's growth. You can see that she can't rap. I don't know exactly how much of shit she writes now, but it doesn't really matter because
Fire album.
it's they
Fire album.
yeah they fucking
was
did what
fire.
they accomplished what they set out to do.
Mhm.
So anyway, this year 2020 rap album of the year nominees:
Let's
Black Habits by D Smoke, and everybody's like, who the fuck Smoke?
Which is crazy.
He won that contest, didn't he?
Ryman, oh my god, I just saw it today on Netflix. The fucking show had Chance the Rapper and T.I. and her as the judges.
And Cardi, yeah, he won that shit.
Smoked that shit, and they got some
Yeah.
phenomenal artists. That
So
came
he
on there,
won.
too.
D Smoke won that contest.
won
Then he
that
dropped
shit.
this album called Black Habits,
Black Habits,
and now it is
Dope-ass
nominated.
album.
Now it's nominated for best
That
rap
shit is
album.
who did he drop it with?
I don't know.
Was it?
I
It
don't think
wasn't independent.
He got some type of deal.
whatever the deal was. Whatever the deal was that
Yeah,
that they did on the show.
the winner got a
Oh, okay.
or
I gotta look that up real quick.
Got
Yeah.
some money and
So this goes down in history because these contest winners they kind of fizzle out. I mean, American Idol produced people like Kelly Clarkson and shit like that.
correct.
I think did Ruben Studdard win a fucking Grammy?
Yes.
So but it's rap. Like only thing you remember of a fucking rap fucking talent show type thing is Diddy making them motherfuckers walk across the bridge.
Mhm.
So
Did they get nominated for
but you know who also came out of fucking well it wasn't a rap thing. What was it? It was what he came off of? He came off of Gentlemen's Club, I think, Riff Raff. That's where he came off of. Riff Raff started on it like that Gentlemen's Club or whatever.
Show?
Yeah.
Rhythm and Flow was the name of that show y'all thinking
Rhythm
about.
and Flow, that was it.
Rhythm
Yeah.
and Flow.
So D-Smoke won Rhythm and Flow, took his little winnings and whatever, and put out this Black Habits album that is now nominated for a rap album of the year in the Grammys. So
The Grammys, yo.
the next album I will go over is a written testimony by Jay Electronica, which why it was okay. It was all music that I heard in 2012. The only addition was Jay-Z was on every fucking song.
Wait.
He wasn't on every fucking song.
Well, you know what I
listen,
mean.
bro. Listen, Bill, you're the industry insider, brother. So you heard these songs back in 2012, and he just didn't put them out.
A lot of these hit blogs and shit as Lucy's throughout the years.
So he just put out a collection of just music that he did over 9 years.
Yeah.
Was this is his debut?
This is his debut. He's
Isn't it?
Yeah, well, this and then he put out other old shit too. Hold on, let me look at the
But a written testimony, a solid album. Not the debut that I was expecting from Jay
no, because it was
Yeah.
a bunch of fucking shit that I knew.
Jay-Z was on more than half the tracks. Fella, you can't do your own debut. You gotta do a double album to get your shit off, bro.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me.
It wasn't a bad album.
It wasn't a bad album, but it wasn't shit.
Just wasn't. Well, me personally,
Bro,
thank
Bro.
you.
bro,
It wasn't what I expected.
A Grammy nod over this.
bro. I
I
heard
can name like 6 probably off the top of my head.
Bro, Shiny Suit Theory came out a long time ago. That song was out a long fucking time ago. Yeah. Hey, Ivy. Yep. Look what Ivy said. Hey, I called it the same thing when it came out. Watch the Throne 2. That's what I called that fucking album.
Yeah.
So
I remember you saying that shit.
Definitely said that. He's the one
It
who told
was
me.
on a big portion.
Yeah, so let's go into into let's talk a little bit more about it. Why let me get this link together real quick for somebody. Not to come in, but to watch. But yeah, it's
we got to go through the rest of the albums, all right?
we're gonna go through the rest of them, but I'm gonna save what for last.
Okay.
And
Of course.
yeah, basically, basically, it's what like I've been waiting for his album since Exhibit C.
Correct.
It's like, hey, this is what we all want. This is what we all thought we're gonna get something on that caliber, and here it is. Here's a bunch of shit that's while it's dope. It's not satisfying the hunger that we've had for you if you're a fan of fucking of Jay Electronica, which
This is true.
I was.
I got
well,
a lot
I
of
am.
Jay-Z, which I'm cool with.
You know what? Yeah, me too.
But bro,
I was happy because I got new Jay-Z.
You know what? Yeah. But I was mad though. Like, dog, this nigga on every song?
Bro.
Fuck you think you Raekwon and Ghostface some shit? Nigga, we just want to hear your project, my nigga.
That's exactly, bro. And that's not what it was gonna be. It's I don't know why it was like that. I wish I did, but I mean, that's what it is. Okay. basically with that, we move on to Nas that we were talking about earlier, King's Disease. Why it was not a bad album? It's not. I don't hit.
What are your issues with the album, Vil? Go ahead, Sam.
Nas is dope. I love Nas. Nas is always dope, but he only sounds good over certain shit. And Hit Boy really wasn't it for me.
I disagree.
Some of them beats was fire
wasn't.
as fuck.
Yeah, I disagree.
Fire. Yes, the beats were fire, but it's just like,
bro.
Nas needs, here, check it out. Nas needs beats that aren't bad, aren't great, but are decent.
What, from Kanye?
No, not from Kanye. I did not like that album at all.
That was horrible.
Horrible
album. You guys are
King's Disease was fucking leaps and bounds better.
Shit.
Was leaps and bounds better.
Yeah,
but,
King's Disease is better than that though.
But I don't like anything distracting from what Nas is saying.
I don't think it is. I think it's fitting. A few of those songs, he really took me back to old Nas. I think that's where he was going with it. On a couple tracks, I'll give you that he probably tried a little too hard, but Nas's flow is,
bro, that shit
incomparable.
Bro.
Like you can't.
5,
yeah.
Ultra Black.
Felt
so good hearing that shit, man.
Wasn't it good hearing Foxy again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Firm feature. I felt like they now all of them over a Hit Boy beat.
Nasty.
A little different.
Yeah.
I want to hear it, but I want to hear them over some dusty old Premiere shit though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what I did like, like as I was listening to it, I was going through it, and it'd be losing me here and there, to the point where I was like, man, shit. But then, fucking when the Firm shit came on, and right at the end when you heard Dre's voice, you got re-energized for the last half of the album. Like, oh shit. It wasn't a bad album. It's still in my in my rotation of shit that, like I said, it's in my 7 things that I'm listening to on Apple Music. It's in the top 7 things. So.
Do you think it's Grammy worthy?
Fine.
Do I think it's Grammy worthy this year? I mean, it's all subjective, but yeah, I'd put it up there.
Okay.
There's only I
can name at least 3 albums right off the top of my head that I liked better than King's Disease.
What are they?
Price of Tea in China, Boldy James, the Gun album, Pray for Paris. I think the Conway album was better than King's Disease.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough because I agree.
Special though. Also Hit Boy.
Benny's album was dope, but I don't think this was better than Plugs I've met.
It's not much that's better than Plugs I've met.
So, but yeah, it's like I said,
Wes got the hardest song this year though.
Yeah. It was
he got 500 ounces.
Who you say?
I like Pray for Paris was one of my favorite of the year too. But really, like out of everything, it sucks because I'm such a independent connoisseur. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And even though technically it wasn't it's a mid-major album, but I don't even fucking Reasonable Drop wasn't dropped this year, was it? It was dropped in 2019, wasn't it?
December,
yeah. I don't know the window.
Dope ass fucking nigga.
I would like to like that album plays from front to back. So I mean,
hey bro, if you haven't heard the Trill, the Stove God Reasonable Drought, bro, go check that shit out.
Will do, because I have not heard it,
bro. Hey, he was, man.
What's the tone?
Shout out to Stove God Cooks, man.
It's crack rap.
It's crack. He's talking about dope, but
at his finest.
He on another level.
At his finest.
Okay.
He on level with that shit, bro. Yeah. I do 30 for 30.
Yeah.
30.
Bro, hey, he's going crazy.
You had that much to say?
Bro, he talking about the same thing every track, dog. He
And
being a dope boy, but that shit cold,
but
though.
it's different in each
Yo,
one.
that shit, man. Shout out to
Um,
Stove, man. I'll fuck with that shit though.
Nas' shit's dope. It's but it's not my favorite of the year. And that takes us to Royce the 5'9", the Allegory, which was a phenomenal album.
I think that's Indy's pick.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's definitely not.
Think.
Yeah. It was a little long. I don't think anybody
was-
needs to drop 22 songs nowadays.
It was a tad bit long.
And I think for that reason, it's gonna take him out of the running.
Very dense album, though, man. That shit was cold. That shit took me probably.
A lot of great features. So
Yeah, aside from the features, like we can talk about the production. He produced the whole thing himself.
yeah, yes, that's what I love about it.
Yes,
He literally
very
started
impressive.
producing. He literally got back into producing like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's in the studio every day, just fucking building and building and building and building and building, just like a full catalog of beats. And he's sending them out to anybody in the industry. They don't even ask for him. He just like emails people in the industry fucking Royce beats, and people are like, okay, I'm gonna rap on this Royce beat because he sent it to me.
Of course.
It's a couple of tracks where you could tell like it got that beginner sound to it, like it's not finished, but when the features and the spitting comes on it, it's like I could still rock with this.
I felt like he did an excellent job with that shit.
Yeah. That's why I would love to see him win, just because he produced the whole thing. He curated the whole thing. He was his own fucking producer, his own executive producer, his own A&R. It's literally like a one-man band fucking type thing.
He's not gonna win though. I don't think he's gonna win.
No, it's gonna come down to two people. And we'll get into that right now. It's gonna come down to probably Nas and Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist of Fredo album.
Jesus,
that's the two that the consensus is that it's gonna come down to.
Alfredo is a fucking bro. Sometimes I hate to say stuff early or like make a prediction or something though, but I feel like that's a classic record though.
Yeah, it follows the new norm. It's not too little, it's not too much.
Yep.
The Alchemist produced the whole thing.
And
I believe they recorded it in like a week and a half. It was like 9 or 10 days that they got it done.
You would know better than us.
So
that album
that's impressive.
Yeah. The album is overall really
no dog. That is impressive.
It was it was a long time coming. They've done a couple one-offs in here and there, but I mean it's 10 songs, so it gives you that LP feel. Because a lot of these 7-track LPs that are coming out nowadays that are dope, it's still leaving you wanting a little bit more.
Yep.
But
EP feel.
Then you get those artists who give you a little bit more, but that little bit more is way overkill. Here's 17, 18, 19, 20 songs.
Yes.
People's attention spans, even with good music, ain't like that no more. And like Illy said a little bit ago, I waited to highlight this comment till we got to the end, to the last album. Let's keep it a buck. Fred album might be the best album in the list, and he's a Royce fan. It's a good listen.
Yeah.
And it got the features. It got the features from
really good
from all the corners. He got a feature from Rick Ross.
Yep.
That they did a video for. He got the track with Benny that they did. Like Fred went to Miami for like a week and did like 3 videos. So he did the one with Rick, the one with Benny. He got Conway's on there and Tyler the Creator out of nowhere.
Well, he be fucking around with them. He on West album too.
He's like with Tyler, he's Fred's like performed at their Camp Flogna like a few times. So they got that, and plus Earl Sweatshirt was on the Pinata album.
That Pinata album.
Yeah.
Earl Sweatshirt.
So
is like
here's a fun fact. When you vote for what happens is here's the list of albums, and the members of the Academy vote for the albums, and the albums that get the most votes get nominated for album of the year.
Mhm.
And when the year Pinata came out, it was on that list to be voted for album of the year, but it didn't make it.
Okay.
I really thought Bandana really deserved it too, because Bandana was the album of the year last year.
Bro.
But
Also a very fire album, yo.
yeah.
Mhm.
So he got it this year. Him and Alchemist. Eminem even fucking shout out Alchemist for the Grammy nod. And there's a weird history between Fred and Eminem, because something Fred said to like Paul Rosenberg one day or some shit, some Jew comment I think he made or some shit.
What? And he's still holding it against him?
Yeah, he was banned from Shade 45 for a long time because of it. So I don't think it really matters now, because him and Royce are real cool and shit like that. Royce is like the peacemaker nowadays and shit like that.
Yeah.
Jeezy, Fred, and Eminem had a song that never came out because Paul called Jeezy and said he couldn't put it out because he didn't know that Fred was going to be on it. So
There you
Eminem,
go. That's your story time.
Jeezy and Fred did a hook, and Jeezy and Fred did verses, and M did a hook. There's also, I mean, you can find it online. If you Google it, it is online. We
No
leaked
shit.
it. Yeah, we leaked it a long time ago. There's also a track with T.I.
Okay.
Jeezy, T.I. and Fred called "Pull Up." That's on the internet too. Real easy to find. But
Okay.
it's a dope album all the way through. They did videos for a couple of them, and
Great features.
Him and Benny
great
are
points in the
are
album.
rumored to be working on an EP.
Oh, word. Shout out to Gibbs, man.
I'll say rumored because you know
I
know
fuck
how
with it,
rap
man.
goes.
I like what you're
Ivy, go
doing.
ahead. He said, I got a question for your fellas, though. Go ahead. Oh, no, that was Illy. Go ahead, Illy. My bad. Feel free to ask away. Yeah, so, I mean, I hope he wins, because he's the first Gary artist since, I mean, I don't know if it would have been Mike. I haven't researched it. If Mike got nominated, or it might have been Janet that maybe got nominated last.
Mhm.
But Mike might have got nominated after he died for something. But yeah, I mean, it's
History.
you know, hate him or love him, you know, you got to root for the home team.
We root for the home team. I think it's Grammy worthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Shout out to him for doing the great art. You know what I'm saying?
I
enjoyed that shit.
I can't really speak on my album of the year yet, my favorite of the year yet, because I haven't looked to see what might drop for the rest of the year. We still got a couple weeks.
It's still Grammy season though, man.
But-
We're 93% done with the year.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
I don't know if that math is good, guys.
I'm waiting for
You guys
Illy to
check me
ask
on
the
that.
question. I think there's like a fucking 15 to
You guys
30
check
second
me on
delay
that.
from the time we talk to the time you guys see and hear what we're doing. But
Damn, is that true? We got
ask
a buffer.
away. Yeah, we got
So
a little
long.
bit of buffer. I don't know exactly how
So
long it
long.
is, but it's
That's because if YouTube gonna ban us.
My album of the year, the best album that I've heard this year, shout out to the Alchemist again, was The Price of Tea in China.
oh, you like that Boldy James joint was
The
yeah, that Boldy
Boldy
joint, yeah, that
James
Boldy
joint
James joint was
was
dope.
crazy, yo. Al is dope. And then I think, I really like Boldy James these days, though. I really like that Detroit 2 album.
Yeah, I really like that too.
I like what Big Sean had to say, and he showed a lot of growth, and I feel like it was a very solid album. My favorite West album
I'm about to piss a lot of people off right now.
my favorite West album right now, though, is Pray for Paris. That definitely should have been nominated, though. That's what I feel.
I think it should have been. I mean, probably, but
Pray
it's
for
all
Paris is a
subjective.
very strong album. That's what carried me through most of this year.
Illy said, besides personal issues some cats have with Fred, who locally can compete with Gibbs? Skill wise, the homie Free is the sharpest rapper from the 219 that got it, in my opinion. Free's dope, and him and Fred have worked on a couple songs
fucking
together.
Nice.
Um,
boy.
And honestly, the people in Gary right now, they're nobody.
It's a couple people. It's a couple people.
It's
Bill.
it's.
It's a couple people.
I don't think so.
Why are you looking at it like that? Is it just because of your personal?
No, because I haven't heard. I haven't heard it yet.
Because you don't listen to anything.
This is true.
Hey, I listen to more than everybody thinks.
You don't listen to shit.
You'd be surprised.
I think that that's true too, though.
You'd be surprised.
I think that that's true too. What VIll is saying is true, but you still don't listen to a lot of.
I listen. I
motherfucking
listen to
shit.
what I need to listen to. There's too many people out here trying to do it that I'm not going to waste my time listening to everybody who drops something.
Mhm.
Like there's people who have talent. They don't have a shot at all, but they have talent. So I'll give them a once over. And what separates me from advancing them, no matter what their talent level is and how they're sounding. They could have all the talent, but if their project sounds like trash sonically, I'm not going to continue to listen to it.
Okay.
You know, so there's a lot of.
I still have a couple people.
Who are you? A couple people.
So one I would say, Dominic Canner.
Okay, no,
Grappo is. Yeah,
I don't think he's not lyrically on par with Fred.
no.
That's what the question.
So then let's clear it up.
It's about just skill.
Yeah, he said who locally can compete with Gibbs skill wise. The homie Free is the sharpest rapper from the 219 that got it, in his opinion.
It's a lot of skills that you could add into that. When skills come, it could be delivery, it could be wordplay, it could be cadence. You know what I mean? It's
Really
a
up
lot
there,
of different things to
but
go with.
it's cats that can rap with him though.
Now look,
G Scott,
G's dope.
Swank is dope too.
Yes,
Mhm.
dope. I listen to his shit. I don't listen to as much G Scott music as people think.
If he would put it out,
I got a lot of it, so
I know you do.
no, it's there's a lot of people out here with talent. But even if they got the same exposure, they still wouldn't do it.
What do you mean?
It's
I think that's tough to say.
we don't. Who out here has the it factor? You have to have that personality too. And even if he didn't rap, he'd probably be a viral star on Instagram just for his Instagram.
A lot of these people don't have the backing
Fair to say.
that they need
I
to
think
have.
that's kind of fair to say though. I think that's kind of fair to say. I think there are people out here though that if they were put in that position that they could do that too. I think.
Yeah. Maybe one, maybe two.
It's a few. They just need the backing.
And that's the thing. And that's the
They
thing.
just need the
That's what they don't understand. Yeah, like Illy said, I'm saying whole package. There's only one person out here right now who has a whole package to go, and that's Young Gerald. Because I don't think there's anybody else out here that's verified on social media and shit like that. So he's only whole package.
What's the whole package?
Basically ready to hit the ground running. If they're like, here's a distribution deal. And let's go. We want to release some shit right now. G Scott's the only one that's totally ready from out here. And those blue checks make a hell of a difference.
Do you think he would take that deal? If Universal right now said,
Yes.
here you go.
Yes, because I put a gun to his head and make him sign a deal.
You know what it's gonna be though. You know they're gonna hit him with a 3-6.
There's, you know what? what's wrong with the 360 deal? Because they're gonna make sure you're making money in all avenues so they could get their cut.
That still kind of sucks though.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that's still that's him giving up everything.
It all depends how long of a term
It's
the
not-
deal is too.
yeah, it's not giving up everything.
If
it's
it's
just,
if it's a
just giving
distribution,
up a percentage of what
Yeah,
you
your
usually.
and it's not like I'd advise him to sign a deal that I haven't read and signed off on. Let's remember, for guys, I would,
Mm-hmm.
first rodeo.
Yeah, these deals is tough out there.
Yeah, so it'd be he'd be a better to get a you definitely don't want a songwriter deal, but you definitely want a publishing deal and a distribution deal. That's what you want, because you don't need no money from them. You could do everything yourself. You need marketing capital, which is that's
Yes.
all they need. You're not putting hard copies into stores. There's very few artists that are putting hard copies into stores. You know you're not gonna make no money
I would
from
wanna
the
be
music
that
end like
big,
that.
though. I would want to be that big where I had to worry about that.
And
Getting
right now,
in the store.
and who's signing deals right
Yeah,
now? Who's
like-
offering deals when they can't get no money from anybody anyway? They can't put you on tour anywhere. Where are they gonna sell your merch at? Places are fucking closing down everywhere. We're what time is it? In fucking 2 hours, we're back to phase 2 here.
Jesus,
So
fucking hate Indiana.
we get these album of the year nominees, and even though I'm happy with them because it's the lyricists actually get shine, it's fucked up. It's so much shit that we weren't introduced to because of the pandemic. Like we've lived a sheltered little existence where there's been a lot of releases, but we've only delved into like a shallow end of the pool. We haven't ventured into the deep end because we found what we liked and it just through.
It was
Rev said he said no to a distribution deal with Universal. You also said no to a bunch of fucking questions we asked too.
He didn't even say no half of the time. He just didn't say shit.
It was a drinking game. That night was a
Was
drinking
that what he
game.
said?
Drank every time we asked him a
Hey,
question instead of
hey.
answering.
Did you go back and watch
It
it?
was a drinking game.
No, not yet.
I haven't either. I just feel like
But,
I'm gonna be disappointed because I felt disappointed after the interview. Like, damn.
But G Scott's
Okay.
I feel is the only package. I like Dominic Cantor too, but really like and not to insult him anyway. He's very talented, but his music is kind of every song's kind of about the same kind of thing almost.
Okay.
So and he's not
I
a
feel
rapper.
like- I feel like
I don't
it's
put him
good.
I don't put him in that rapper category though.
So
I put him in a like the R&B category because he's basically singing as shit. So
but he's really rapping though. I mean,
I put 2K Dre over him.
Nelly got I like Dre though, but I like both of them though.
Yeah. So G Scott, and you know what though? You know what I'd be afraid of everybody out here? They get the deal, but they don't got the work ethic to fucking get it done. That's why there's a handful artists. Like Cantor would be on that list. He got his own little setup where so he could record whenever he wants. Young Gerald, of course, is on that list. 2K Dre be working his ass off. Critical be working his ass off, but Critical be more of a songwriter deal. Same thing with like a little publishing deal. And
I mean, that dude crazy on stage too, though. He's a hell of a performer.
yeah.
Uh,
It's
he-
just it's
he's
hard
good.
because I've been on both ends. I've
Mhm.
been here when there was really an industry,
Mhm.
you know, from like 97 to 2002 when there was a real industry here. And then, I've been here since then, and then I've seen it from the professional level,
Right.
so it's the industry changes so much. What was dope then, and Coley might have it wrapped up a little more in G Scott, because Coley got the whole merch angle too. So
Mhm.
Coley's probably the most total package, and I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier.
That's another one.
Like Coley's probably the most total
Shout out to
package
Kush World. Yeah,
because
he's
he's branded. Like he
Yeah.
has a whole
Like,
ass
him.
hip hop baby line that
Yeah, bro.
that's his main money maker because music can't be no driving force right now this year because we can't do anything. Our hands have been tied. G Scott is definitely nice. G Brown has a dope move. D Brown definitely does have a dope
Brown.
movement.
Yes.
Swank is dope too. Sense and Fits have strong potential. Yeah.
So you're alien.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, Illy,
It's a lot of people I would give money to.
here
I give
yeah,
money to Skull.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I give money to James Worthy.
Mm.
There's a lot of talent. I'll never not deny anybody out here who has talent. I won't deny that. I will not deny them of the talent. Having talent and having what it takes to make it, that it factor is bigger than the talent that you have. The labels will sign an artist that is mediocre, that will work 10 times harder than somebody who is great, that is works whenever they kind of want to.
I think there's people that would, if they got that money, it would work.
Oh yeah, there definitely is.
If they got some machine behind them, like I'm talking about.
But the problem is
brandable people.
But the problem is, even though the artist out here, even though Coley's the best all around, ready to go, I would have to say that
I was about to say
G Scott is the most appealing because he could go every avenue that you need to go.
In the industry before that, I will give you credit on.
So,
but I feel like it's some people, man. It's some people we could get behind.
Yeah, it definitely is. But here's what people need to. People or artists are like, I'm not even gonna call them artists. I'm sorry. These rappers be like, I got a hit, I got a banger, blah blah blah. First, they got to learn it's not up to them. You're not making music for yourself. You have to make popular music if you want to be rich and famous. And they're not. I don't even think half these motherfuckers are trying to even do it for the money. They're trying to do it for the clout that everybody wants nowadays. That's what I think a lot of these people that are getting to it now are doing it for. But if you want to make a living of it, you have to make popular music. So making the music you want to make, you're probably more likely just going to stay a local person, maybe regional. And when I say regional, not over here, because there's only been a very few artists that have broken to out of the Northwest Indiana area into the Chicagoland area. And I don't mean the people who go pay to record out there. I mean people that when major artists come to perform in Chicago, when the booking artist calls the Northwest Indiana artist and will be like, "Yo, come perform."
Mm-hmm.
That shit don't happen anymore because it's all janky promoters pay to play.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, Rick Jill, fucking the MCGs and all, they'd open for these big acts in Chicago and in Indianapolis, but it's not like that anymore. So first, you have to take over where you're from. You can't be the best in the city that's has a crab in the bucket mentality, and they're all doing the same thing that you're doing. So it's going to be a vicious cycle of nobody doing nothing because nobody wants to fucking swallow their pride and fucking let somebody go first.
This is very true.
Second, if you get your city behind you and you get into Chicago and you go regional, then what? Then what are you going to do? What's next? Are you going to sign a deal if they come for you? And what's a Chicago regional hit gonna get you? Because the only way you're gonna get that is if you're making some kind of weird fucking drill music lately.
So true.
So how you gonna get like that? So it's like you probably got a better chance of getting a fucking $10,000 lottery ticket winner, like for real.
It's kind of true.
$10,400 is the lowest you should have to invest in a single. And that's with no radio play. That's just getting it going, a video, shit like that. Like radio, you
One
want to talk
song.
radio play, and you know what? You could
Now
go
make it clear, you're still talking independent.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You can afford all this stuff with a fucking label deal.
Yeah. Now
You
you
gonna
want
get that shit back.
no matter. It's going to be very hard to get broke on the radio, especially
Mhm.
if you ain't got no financial backing, because then you're talking about 200 grand, low end,
Mm-hmm.
low end,
For one song.
and
Single.
and do not crucify me for this or anything like that. But you could go, you could go do the Sunday night thing out here with KC's and them guys at Power 92.
Mhm.
They'll play your song. But after that, they're not going to play it at any time slot other than that and any other day, no matter how many times you called. We've done it.
Until you pay.
We've been there. We've been on the show. They played the song. We did an interview. They played the song. We coordinated 17 people calling and requesting this song over 1,000 times in a 2.5-hour period. They did not play the song.
Mm.
They don't.
We did that 3 times in a 2-week period. Never played the song again. All times we would call it in the middle of the night, in the daytime, afternoon, early morning, nothing. So the area we're in, I don't even want to say you have to leave, because leaving, if you have no following, it don't matter if you're leaving. Because if you're going to go to another city and then you're going to try to get on there and you have no prior connections there,
Gotta start over.
look,
Yep.
they're not exactly going to be open-minded to somebody coming in and trying to make it there unless you got some kind of connection. That's why a lot of Gary artists and rappers end up in Atlanta. There's a lot of Gary people in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and Atlanta was serious, place for Gary people to go when Figaro said, "Fuck it, I'm out of here."
Yep.
True.
Big shout out to Mutt.
Shout out
Exactly.
Figaro, man.
So there's all types of them down there. But even if you leave, it don't matter if you ain't got no following. Like I said, if you're not making decent any type of popular music, you can make all the music you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But if it don't appeal to anybody outside of you, you're not going to be a viable artist. You're not going to be able to pay your bills off your art if you're the only person that likes what you're doing.
Mm.
And a lot of artists nowadays are so against constructive criticism and automatically you're a hater if you don't like anything that everything they put out. It's really fucking weird.
That's true too, though.
It's like a weird
Artists-
fucking
the artists around here are extra sensitive, and that's what causes a lot of this chaos out here, man.
exactly.
It's because of people being sensitive about the art, and I understand it as an artist, but at the same time, though, you got to realize you're getting into the music business.
Yep.
That's where you got to separate that shit from, because somebody needs to tell you how to run your business.
Yep. This is true.
No,
This is true.
no,
Yeah.
no. I ain't been.
That's why there's
a VIll been.
that's it's
That's, where
that's
I'm trying to
exactly what it
get
is. If you're really doing this, you have to do it. You can't be like, hold on, I got to go to work from this time to this time or whatever. Oh, I also want to do this. I'm also trying to do this. You have to concentrate all your effort, all your extra money, and all that shit. It's an investment. It takes money to make money.
Mhm.
You might not get the money back, but that's also what happens in investments. Sometimes you don't get the money back, but you're. I mean, do you really lose if you knock something off your bucket list? No.
See, and that's exactly true, man. Because even me myself, I've been working on this album. Rome, don't even say. But it's more about passion. If you love what you do, you still gonna do it no matter what. So that's why I tell a lot of people, don't give up because you didn't have a hit on your last album. Don't worry about it. Keep it going, and stay consistent with what you feel. And if you have to go out there and make that commercial hit to get on, as they say, Do it if you want to, but if that's not you, then stick to your guns.
Yeah. I mean, it's like hitting the fucking lottery. You got a greater chance of getting hit by fucking lightning than fucking hitting it big. Like
Facts.
the way that everything happened with Gibbs, it's everything. It's weird. Everything in the universe aligned for it to happen. Even he signed his Interscope deal in like 2005, and it was dropped the next year. And that was supposed to be the end of it. And then they took all the shit that they took that from Interscope recordings that was supposed to be his debut album. They took all that material and released it as like the first two mixtapes. And that's why those first two mixtapes, the quality wasn't that great because it was just a rough mixes from when they recorded it. And then as he was coming up, you couldn't do anything in the industry if the blogs didn't co-sign it, and the fucking blogs loved him. If he didn't come along the way he at the time he came along, it wouldn't have happened.
Gibbs was killing some shit though.
It was insane.
Some shit around that.
To be a part of it and watching it happen, and at the same time, like VIll and Radio and the VIll and Radio brand and Fred's career like grew at the same rate in the beginning, because I started VIll and Radio as a blog and as an online show. I've been doing this online radio shit since 2007. So me and Fred even did a show together called Fucking with Fred on Thursday nights for like 6 months.
I remember.
Yeah. So fucking I would get new material to debut before all the other blogs got it. So I debut it first, and all the other blogs would take it from me. So VIll and Radio was growing. I was writing for Vlad TV at the same time. So Vlad would be getting mad because I posted to VIll and Radio first. And I would do that is because my writing sample and my job application for Vlad TV was to submit a writing sample. And it was a shit was something about Fred. It was basically an album review for the Miseducation of Freddie Gibbs, that first big mixtape. So he's like, oh, he knew I knew Fred. He's like, oh, this ain't you can't use this job to hype up your homies. So I'm gonna give you the job, but you can't be posting about them and shit like that. So I was like, you get mad at me for not giving you these exclusives. You told me not to fucking hype my homies up.
Right.
So VIll and Radio grew. I was a Vibe magazine top 50 hip hop blog 4 years in a row. Got all types of interviews, all types of shit like that.
Why couldn't we get Rev to talk like this?
Because
Rev is fucking Rev, yo.
Yeah.
Listen to that shit,
so
leave that man, bro.
We gonna get him back.
When me and Vlad had our final fucking conversation that I wasn't gonna work for him no more, my NDA kicked in. And so basically it was like almost a 10-year NDA where I couldn't write for another publication. So even though I wasn't writing for him, there's all types of shit that had optioned my writing before. I've written for, Double XL Online, RollingStone.com on, all that shit. So I couldn't do none of that until like a month and a half ago. So now, but the blog world's changed, and I don't really, the people that I would submit the writing to before aren't even in the building.
Right.
Shit's not this. It's a different fucking game 9 years later.
Right.
So, but when that happened, that's when I kind of started to go work kind of for Fred and do all the shit with Straight Slamming and ESGN.
Right.
And that lasted till about 2013, end of 2013. And this area produces a lot of talent, but nobody exactly knows what to do, and they don't listen to the people who do know how to do what needs to be done, because they wanna do it on their own, So it's like I said, it's a vicious cycle. Kind of depressing. But every now and again, we'll get a dope ass album that we could ride to for a couple of years. And music is so disposable nowadays.
Hold on, Vill. You said something. And then for anybody that's listening or for anybody that's about to watch the show later, VIll said some real shit right now. Them few words that you said that nobody wants to listen to the one that's doing it. That's the problem. That's not the problem. That's a problem. But sometimes you got to humble yourself and be like, okay, maybe I don't know it all. Maybe I can't do it all, and just be able to follow sometimes,
It's exactly what it is. And you could come up with any analogy it is. It's like you could be a fireman putting out a fire, and there's a new fireman with a fucking little ass guard hose trying to put out a big ass 5-alarm blaze, and there's a more experienced fireman fucking with a big ass one of those big ass hoses like, yo, use this, and the newer fireman's like, no, I know what I'm doing, type shit.
Yep. That was good.
You know what? Guess what? What's gonna happen is the game's gonna burn you up.
Yep.
And I've seen it happen to numerous people out here. So now let's leave the music shit alone, as we're deep into this, and I really want to get into this.
We got really deep into it.
We got really deep into it, but I really want to get into this. This is something that Syndrome wanted to get into. So
shit, I really don't want to talk about this anymore.
No, you still need to send me the board, so we got to talk about it now.
I don't even really want to talk about this.
Well, now you have to.
This is gonna get me in trouble.
Ready? Go ahead. Announce it. What are we talking about?
No, we don't want to talk about that.
You got to do that.
What?
If I think I know what y'all talking about.
He finally caught up in the group chat.
What?
Look,
juicy right now.
Yeah. Trail finally caught up in the group chat.
Well, we're talking about it.
Don't want to talk about
I saw it, but I forgot about it.
What? How women like the toxic what, Rome?
What, bro?
Because that's all you wrote. How women like the toxic.
How women like the toxic.
Toxic everything.
Yeah.
I don't think any women are watching right now, except probably for Yosh.
Shout out to Yosh.
But
she's actually probably on our side on that one.
Yeah, like as soon as I said that, we got like 4 more viewers. So so where do you want to start out at there, Rome, with this?
I don't really want to start at all.
Well,
bro.
you have to. You put it on the board.
I wrote down all the topics,
and we got through all of them except for that. The show can't end till we go through all the topics.
Now he's trying to blame this on me.
Hey, he shouldn't have did it.
I really don't want to talk about this though.
Come on, you can do it. It's gonna be really good for the clips we could get from chopping this episode up when we get into this topic.
I know. I feel like it's gonna embarrass me for.
No, it will probably go viral. TikTok, here we come.
I ain't trying to go viral.
Yes, let's do it. Hey, hand me those pastries.
I
got the munchies.
Dumbass opinion.
Okay. What do you want to start?
Listen,
women.
I'm a male chauvinist sometimes.
Okay.
And I just feel like women, a lot of times, you guys like that toxic ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
So are you yourself toxic?
Really
on a level of 1 to 10, what's your toxic level?
Oh, I'm pretty toxic though. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, let's break it down. What do you consider toxic? Let's first of all break down what is considered toxic.
When you do fuck shit because you really don't care about the person.
All right, Ref. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one to VIll. What do you think?
Well, just like music is all subjective on what you think is toxic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
deep opinion from Rob VIll.
We have a consensus of what toxic is, right?
I think so though too.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would be the most toxic trait of a woman? Like, the most toxic trait of a man that a woman would like a repeat felon.
Yeah,
women love motherfuckers in jail. Am I wrong?
Fifth. I plead the fifth.
Hey, you had a woman that loved you when you were in jail.
Shit, bro.
No, I didn't. No, I had the one that loved me when I got out. but she knew that I was there. You know what I mean? But
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
they're not gonna love you while you there. They're gonna act like they love you and support you and shit. But you know they fucking. So it don't
Bro,
matter
your
what you doing while you in there.
ass come home. Bitch,
And-
be on.
Okay. Number 2. I did one, do one.
Oh, so it's on me.
Yeah. Start thinking of yours, Trail. You're next.
The most toxic trait of a man that women they like fucking male chauvinist ass, motherfucking dick grabbing ass motherfuckers who, you know what I'm saying, tell they ass what to do and shit. They love that shit.
Is that necessarily toxic?
Hell yeah, nigga, what? We supposed to be respecting our women, man.
Yeah, because those type of guys are also real.
Depends on how you do it.
They're real
problematic.
narcissistic.
They're problematic.
They're
in
real
their regular
manipulative.
life. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Depends on how you tap the booty when she walking away after you told her to do it.
No. That's not this. That's kind of not the same though. That's kind of not the same if you got an understanding.
Yeah.
You know, you know,
Mhm.
chauvinist motherfucking asshole ass prick. You know what I'm talking about, Trail.
Yeah.
I don't put my hands on women.
And
Right.
that leads me to my next one. Women love motherfuckers that
It
like
seem like it
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's like I know a
Shit.
lot of
Like
women
that
who
shit, like, that
continually
shit
go back to
weird,
abusive
yo.
relationships.
Yeah. But see, we can't really victim blame on that. We can get into a whole nother thing with that though.
Well,
Right.
I
know,
too have went back to a violent
a
relationship.
violent relationship because you love that stupid ass.
Yeah.
She was beating your ass, Vil.
I got punched in the face and my MacBook thrown across the room. And I grabbed my MacBook and went to the garage. I was like, nope, I ain't hitting you back. I'm not today. I'm not going to jail in California for hitting a woman.
I'm not hitting woman, period.
Me neither.
I don't know. It's hard for me to say, man. Sometimes I don't even realize my toxic traits, but I think one of them could be
I bet your toxic traits come out when Hennessy's involved.
no.
Shit.
No.
Hey,
Actually, Hennessy, you
watched-
ain't listen to the song. That's how you know he don't listen to music.
I
Hennessy
watched
calm me down now.
I watched this video on last night that this guy said the Hennessy tastes like Harriet Tubman's tears.
That's what he said for real.
Yeah, he
bro?
said that was a black guy too. He said that Tennessee tastes like the tears from all the slaves that tried to run away that got captured.
See, I don't know if I should take that the wrong way or the right way. It's still good.
Back to women toxic. What's a toxic trait that women love about men? There, Trail.
Oh man, shit. Yeah, we in trouble. I'm gonna say being quiet, not answering questions. Because like, you know, I don't know if it's toxic, but you know, me personally, if I don't want to argue or I don't want to, you know, get into something that ain't supposed to be gotten into, shut the fuck up and won't answer the questions.
That's toxic as hell, bro.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Oh,
Silence
Ivy.
is not optional when you.
He said dudes with no job or potential, bro. They love letting dudes
They
drop
love
them off
that
at
shit,
work.
dog. Oh my god!
Hey, check this out. Any motherfucker driving a Nissan Altima is driving his girl's car while they're at work.
Look, don't let her.
Hey, VIll.
Don't let her have the fluffy steering wheel cover.
Oh, they take that off. They take that off and put it in the motherfucking armrest and shit.
Bruh.
Oh.
Yep. Ivy also said, I'll have kids with somebody who already don't take care of the ones they got. Bro. Oh, bro. Hey, Ivy, because hey, those same women be the women be like, oh, he's different now.
He ain't gonna do me like that.
He ain't gonna do me. Oh,
like
he knows better.
I love him.
He knows better.
I be handling them.
Next thing you know, she's fucking 74 pounds lighter and What you're gonna find is somebody else who ain't taking care of their kids.
Oh shit.
So
That's funny as hell.
yes.
Do I got another one? Um
I got one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Trail.
The busy motherfucker is always hustling, but don't never make no money, but he always out hustling.
That's the toxic guy?
Is he toxic? Okay. He be like, I'm about to go ahead and cop, and then I'm about to serve all this tonight, and I'll be back, and we gonna do this, and we gonna do that. And then he come back with nothing.
Yeah. Hey, where were you
That's
at all
just-
day? That's not
That's
really
just
toxic,
trash, though. That's just trash. You
It's
that's-
trash, but sometimes you wonder how this motherfucker still with that bitch.
Facts.
yeah, I kind of
Facts.
get what you're saying about that, though.
But what does this show about the level of toxicity in a woman that keeps on doing that, like loving that the toxicity of real toxic males, like that makes them. How toxic does that make them?
Can I get deep?
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
Rome, you hear something? Go ahead first.
so it does depend on the situation, because there are certain things that make women somewhat toxic that they didn't have control over as well too, though. Like, I'm gonna try and be an advocate on that one. Like, if she been raped or molested, you know what I'm saying, something like that, because that's a real issue that you have to deal with a woman when you come into a situation with her. You have to deal with some of those past traumas that she's dealt with. But sometimes it develops some toxic traits.
That brings me
you.
to a toxic trait of a woman is failure to communicate.
See,
Okay.
this is also where I was going.
But they really do be communicating, though, man. Dog, it don't seem like it don't. Okay, I'm talk it from a little bit from my situations. You know what I'm saying? It don't really be seeming like they don't be communicating. It be seeming like I don't be wanting to listen, though. I ain't even going. You on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Bullshit, like, whatever. So I just ignore that shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause I like your ass.
Because sometimes it be more like what you making into a big deal ain't really that big to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just saying a whole bunch of shit that
Right.
don't matter because I done already came up with the solution.
I pod now.
Yeah.
We pod now, boy.
No, but I mean, it could get deep too, because like how you said, you don't know what kind of past traumas they've been through. At the same time, you don't know. This generation has come up with women that did not have daddy in the house, and that goes back to, even welfare. Okay, you got a kid, but we'll give you a place to stay, but daddy can't stay in the house. So if your daddy stay in the house, now you got to pay rent. You know what I mean? So a lot of these women and men have grown up without that father figure. You know what I mean? To be able to show them like, hey, this is what's about to happen, or this is what you're going through.
That's definitely true, man. Shout out to the black father, yo.
Yeah.
It's tough without it. And then you'll get that woman that's grown up to be a man and not know how to be a man because she's been put in a man's position. So now, of course, she's going to have toxic traits because she don't know how to, do this by herself. And then when the man comes around and says, hey, this is what we need to do, let me be the man, she still want to take the role because that's what she used to doing.
You're talking about submission, and I don't necessarily agree with that, but I feel what you're saying, though, on that end.
You know what'd be funny, though? Watching these toxic relationships play out on Facebook. It'd be funny. It'd be entertaining as fuck.
Rob, you're retarded, bro.
No, for real.
I'm done. I ain't never going back to that motherfucker.
Yep. Next thing you know, is their relationship status say widowed.
Hey, after Thanksgiving, we just put up our Christmas tree. Yeah, we know.
And they're in matching pajamas.
Yeah, we know.
All the kids.
And you just wait, and you'll be like, you know what? They're not gonna make it to Christmas Eve, but they'll make it. Yep. He'll fuck up and talk his way in for Christmas morning, but not Christmas Eve. And then by New Year's Eve, he's gonna fuck up again so he can go with the side bitch.
Why he got to be the one fucking up though? Why she can't fuck up?
Because she at home with the kids,
Nah, she got a sad nigga. She left him at home with the kids.
Yes, you know what? Maybe, but probably not. Not out here.
But probably not though.
Man, this should be happening.
Niggas is motherfucking spreading seed like Johnny Appleseed,
Yes.
my nigga.
Yeah.
They cast that shit like
that goes back to what
I'm trying to motherfucking grow an apple orchard right here.
That goes back to what I was saying about people having kids that they don't take care of.
On the real.
It's running right. And it's like you'll see motherfuckers online with one kid, and you'd be wondering, like, I know your baby mama, and I know you got like 3 other kids with her. Why ain't there no picture with that kid? Like none of those 3 other kids, because there are 3 of them. You're like, fuck it, this one's cheaper.
It's some more toxic traits though that we could talk about from women.
And I bet
he right though. He right.
Hey, and I bet they got a V6 Challenger or Charger. My bad, they got a V6 Charger. They owe child support and at least no the Charger. They owe child support and at least 3 kids. They got a V6 Charger. Your baby mama got all.
See, that's why I'm finna go ahead and say the other side too, because we can't just damn everybody. Sometimes you never know somebody's situation. You know,
this is just observations.
I know somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's in a situation, and it's not them. It's not their fault. Outstanding father, you know, doing everything they need to do, paying the child support. It's the mother that's continuously, you know, playing that court game and moving away and having it her way, keeping the child away from the father. So that is another toxic trait too, where you have the woman that says like, no, if I can't have you, then you can't see your baby. And it's just like, what? But you put them on child support. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Happen,
like that happens too.
Check it out.
Like to make it
I'm gonna make a comparison right now to rappers with talent that have a chance and fathers who don't see their kids like they're supposed to. Neither one of them are willing to put the money behind it. A lot of them do not put the money to go get the proper lawyers. They just deal with it. You go find a lawyer that's gonna give you a free consultation, then charge you fucking, you know, and usually they're like, oh, this is how much it's gonna cost, and that's it. I very rarely see any father go after those rights like that, lawyer up. And if they're the ones, and here's what they don't understand, they might have to put a $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 retainer down. But since you're starting this and your rights are being violated, you could go after her for the lawyer fees in the end.
Right.
Just like the women do to the men who aren't paying child support. I know some of you, one of the members of my family paid child support for years. And she ducked and dodged. And it's a Lake County thing. I have somebody else that lives in Marion County. She never paid her. My cousin out here, his ex-wife never paid her child support, right? And still got visitation. Never arrested her, nothing. Then I had somebody in Indianapolis whose baby daddy never paid child support, but every time he goes over $5,000 in arrears, they issue an arrest warrant. And then his bond is the $5,000, and the baby mama gets it. Lake County don't do nothing like that.
Well, they kind of do. It depends. I know when people get they arrearages taken care of at the casino.
Well, that can happen.
Don't they still suspend your license, or did they stop all that?
They do, but it's
They issue an
yeah.
arrest warrant
Yeah.
from what I remember.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Not for me.
I was like, damn, bro.
Not for me though, guys.
Oh no, I'm good.
I'm
Yeah,
solid.
but
My child support is solid.
I'm good.
yeah, it's just it's just weird, that like they know they're paying child support. I know a couple people that pay their child support religiously and haven't seen their kids at all, and they don't push the issue other than like they'll get drunk and be like, she never let me see the kids. Like, bro, you know what you got to do, and these people make decent money. Like, one's in a union and probably makes low end, 125 grand a year. He could afford it, so like, why don't you like? I think a lot of people like the empathy and sympathy that they get from people because they can't see their kids.
Mm.
You
Toxic male trait.
that's kind of toxic.
Yeah,
Um,
I know a guy. I know a real toxic motherfucker.
You?
No, not me. Oh, I'm toxic as fuck, but not a baby daddy toxic because I ain't got no kids.
Mhm.
So I'm a whole different toxic. I'm toxic because I just don't care.
see, back to the original point.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah,
that's what makes you toxic when you don't care about
yeah.
people's feelings that you're dealing with.
But and that's as simple as that. You really want to see the kids,
Mhm.
and it's gonna cost them money. Like anything worthwhile in life costs some type of money.
Mm.
You know, and it's fucked up that
See?
it's
True.
fucked up. It's fucked up. You got to go through that.
Mhm.
But it's not exactly your fault because you didn't know the bitch you picked to have kids with was going to turn out to be fucking insane. Well, you might have, and you might have liked that toxic shit, but you thought y'all could deal with each other's toxicity throughout your life.
That's right.
But I mean, it is what it is. You got to put up or shut up. I don't want to hear you crying about not seeing your kids if you ain't eat like, hey, I can't afford it. Look at what you got in your life. Like my mom used to be like, oh, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. I was like, you spend $70 a week on cigarettes. That's
Mm.
$380 a month or $280 a month, right? Boom. You save that, by 12 months, you got like 3 grand,
Mm.
whatever it is. Not good at math, but I figured guesstimate is in that area. So, boom, there you go. If you want something you never had, you got to do something you never done. And that's what people aren't disciplined. We're in an instant gratification, society. You know, like people are never satisfied. There's people that sit there. There's fucking 5,000 pages on Pornhub people could go through. Like people aren't sad. There's people that'll go through numerous pages to find the right page. Like people, you know what I mean? Like they're weird and they're finicky, and at the same time, they got a fucking weird fucking um ADHD problem. You know, it's weird. Sensory overload. There,
Yeah.
there's so much going on at all times, and that's not really even getting off topic of the toxic shit because it's what leads to toxic shit. Like relationships are so toxic now because it's so easy for them to be toxic.
Yeah.
Like
I
oh
feel like that's true too.
yeah, Ivy, that's true. You do 9 times out of 10 you do see the toxicity out of in the very beginning, but there's usually a masking agent. They're like usually it presents itself very blatantly in the beginning, when somebody's under the influence
Mm.
and shit like that, and that's what you blame it on. Oh, he was drunk. He hit me because he was drunk. No, he hit you because he likes beating bitches' ass. And sorry, I keep calling you women bitches, but it's just how I do it.
We apologize.
It's
Jesus
just slang.
Christ, Veal. I will never be able to show this episode to my daughters.
Yeah, you will be able to. They're down with the
Ah,
lingo.
man.
I'm
I
old as
think
fuck.
they
I
are.
just said down with the lingo. My niece is 16. and she's like amazed at like how much I know about what's going on in like the cool world. I'm like, it's my job to be on top of all that shit. I work in it in a field where I have to know what's cool. I have to talk about it and analyze it on numerous podcasts. So
Shout outs to all our fans of all ages.
Yes. But and that's the thing. Kids are growing up so fast nowadays, and people are so toxic because they weren't raised right. And they weren't raised right because these parents want to be friends and not parents. It's a very it's very, very big problem.
And definitely.
That's true though.
You know, a lot of parents want to be friends because they don't want these fucking little idiot kids to feel like they're the enemy, you know. And it's like, you don't get the respect, you know. They're gonna disrespect you throughout their whole fucking adolescence and their teenage years. They're gonna double back after they move out if they move out the house, you know, and probably end up apologizing one day, be like, I was a fucking little asshole, you know.
I definitely did to my mom.
Yeah.
And my dad. Shout out to them.
But it all starts toxicity starts at home. You know, if your parents are toxic, you're gonna see that as normal and you're gonna act out in that way.
Do you think so? I think it's human nature to develop certain things that will fuck you up.
I
think that kind of goes. I think that kind of goes with growth. Like the more you live, and then especially
I think a lot of it's predisposed though, because
but if you get stuck in the house, if you're always stuck in the house, and then you're able to get out and be free and be yourself, then of course you're gonna start building toxic traits because you don't know about what was in the streets, like what the outside was. You know what I mean? So if you never experienced certain things and you see it for the first time, then it's probably gonna be natural that you don't know what's going on and you won't do it right.
People who just seen it for the first time. We talking about people, repeat offenders.
Yeah, well, you gotta look at it like this.
You're in a relationship, like damn.
I don't know.
Okay, let's see where you are. We was getting too deep there.
I don't know the exact numbers. I don't know the exact numbers, but I would rather imagine and I would assume that males growing up in a household that witnessed domestic violence are very greatly likely to be commit domestic violence.
I would say over 50%.
I'd probably say maybe a little higher, probably like 62.7.
I'm going 75.
And VIll doesn't just like pull these numbers down from this motherfucker.
Did he Google it?
Times.
Yeah.
I believe you, man. You're right though.
So that's why I said that's why it starts at home. Like if you see, we grew up in I mean we all grew up in the same areas. I'm sure we all. I mean, I don't know how exactly all of our upbringing was, but I'm safe to say it all was all kind of a hood upbringing, you know.
Have we domestic violence before? Yes.
Yes.
All of us.
Yes.
We lived old enough to witness it. Like, dude, what the fuck are you on, bro?
Yeah. Like real toxic shit. Like
crazy shit.
Like Soprano shit. Like I seen like Soprano shit. Like crazy shit. There's this one time that there's this one guy that family friend that lived, like my house was the house that everybody lived at. So like my mom's best friend, who was like my aunt, you know, the hood aunt, you know, shit like that, your mom's best friend. Well, her whole family lived with us at a point, her brothers, her sisters, shit like that. And they helped raise me, you know. But one of the brothers was like literally beat his his lady's ass in the garage to the point where she had like 57 staples put in her face, and it looked like the fucking pattern on a fucking baseball stitching, right? And this is shit that like I witnessed, you know. And like the same person had like the FBI would come to the house looking for him like every year, because there was somebody that was last seen with him years ago and never found, you know. but they had never had no concrete evidence. Like everybody knew,
Right.
but there's nothing that they could ever like prove type shit. You know what I mean? But so while I'm toxic and all depends on the person and the strength of the mind and shit like that. It goes deeper than shit. You're it's either gonna seeing that you're either gonna there's a fork in the road. You're either gonna be that or you're gonna be fucking you're gonna advocate against it.
I think that we deal with those forks in the road more than we think about, though.
Yeah.
Well, all right, fellas. It is my time to go.
Bedtime for Trail.
Bedtime for Trail.
No, not
God
bedtime.
damn.
No,
Tell
not bedtime.
He is to bed, not you get put to bed.
Yeah, tell your wife thank you for letting me come out to play with us.
Right.
Nice. I will make sure I pass that message.
I feel like we went up to the big house, rang the doorbell, and asked if Trail could come out and play.
Yep.
That's how we feel.
And we just
Don't
waited.
worry, man. I can't wait till I get in the studio with y'all, man. But I'm out here and shit.
You know what? We're not gonna hold our breath.
It's life. It's life.
And Jay-Z Verzuz before that shit happens.
That shit first.
I can't wait to prove y'all wrong, man. I
Bro.
love y'all, man.
Hey, be safe.
All right.
All right,
Peace out.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a lot of it's learned behavior, just like anything else, and it's fucked up. But you got to think as it's all a societal thing, right? So society tells us that domestic violence is bad. But if you go back 50 years ago, everybody was beating the fuck out their wife. If you go back 50 years ago, you could fuck 12-year-old girls because you had to have 12 kids because you had fucking 150-acre farm that you had to have everybody work on.
So while I understand your point of view on that, I feel like we've progressed beyond that and that we should consider whatever the woman's point of view is.
Well, yes, we have. Yes, we have very much so.
We got to do that, though.
Yes, we have, and yes, we should. But it's just like racism. You would think we'd be past that.
I wouldn't think that.
But we're nowhere near. And it's the same thing.
We're not gonna be, though.
No, never.
I don't think that we ever will.
Not in our lifetime at all.
Not in our lifetime.
But that's a whole different fucking show. But it's the same thing with the toxic male. See, here's what people don't understand. No matter how our emotions affect us, no matter how much that the human being has evolved to this point, we're animals.
Okay.
We're animals.
I like where you going with this.
We're animals. And no matter what, there is that animal instinct. You can have a domesticated motherfucking lion or a tiger or whatever.
And he have an outburst. I don't think that's fair to say about humans because we've evolved beyond that. I would say.
Nope. But we've evolved. Not everybody has evolved like that. That's why mental illness runs rampant. And mental illness has went so unchecked. And that's a lot of the reason that leads to this toxicity. We
can get, if we really want to get deep into it, we can get into that, some of it has been put upon us because it funds whatever the major powers at play are trying to fund.
Yeah.
We could go there with it. What I would say is
there's so many ways and so deep that it could get that it'd be a whole different fucking show.
Yeah, we'd make some major, you know what I'm saying?
But just to glance over this toxicity thing, it's an everyday thing now. It's
I think that what it has become is it's become cool
taboo.
To be like that.
It's become very taboo. It's become very of the social norm. People are proud of their like everybody's toxic in their own way, right? And we all have these little toxic traits.
Like damn,
and all of us do. And all of us have this one major toxic trait.
Mm-hmm.
That's our demon. That's our demon that we battle. Whether you like this, you like too much fucking coke, or you like drinking too much fucking beer or
Mhm.
fucking alcohol, or you like fucking popping too many perks. Perks are the new thing, you know.
Or fucking spending money on stupid ass shit.
Yeah, or exactly. If you like spending money recklessly, if you like fucking a bunch
Yeah.
of different fucking
Prostitutes and
prostitutes
all
or
kinds of wild
ain't shit motherfuckers.
Whatever. Yeah.
We all have some major
Yeah.
toxic trait, you know, that demon, like I said. And we're never gonna battle that big one because we don't want to lose. So what we do is we don't worry about that big demon. As long as we feed that big demon with all those tiny toxic traits, the big demon stays at bay, but we never change it. And then it explodes. And there's where you might be a cool husband for so long, then boom, domestic violence because that those little toxic traits weren't
Whatever
feeding
was
the big demon.
whatever was going on inside of you. Yeah. That's not to excuse you.
Illy says, in my opinion, all has to do with unlearning, relearning. Once you gain knowledge of self, you start being conscious on balancing your higher and lower self. That is true, but that's also you. Not everybody's mind works like that.
Yeah. What
Not a
what
lot of
that
people
what
could
that speaks
unlearn.
to what that speaks to is that there are some people that are incapable of learning
Yes.
for whatever reason.
Ivy said,
Whatever disability they have that prevents them from learning these sort of steps, it's really unchecked mental illness. That's really what it is.
a little bit ago, Ivy said music and entertainment plays a big, major part too. It just depends on what your weakness are to be influenced. Men are brought up to suck it up and deal with shit, which automatically equates to being toxic. Well, that's the thing. Here's why it equates to being toxic now, because
Speak on behalf of us, brother.
because it's not like that anymore. Men aren't. There's a whole generation of men that wasn't brought up to be like that because the fathers weren't in the home. They weren't brought up to suck it up or anything like that.
Correct.
So that's why you have these weird, socially awkward people that are keyboard warriors,
yeah,
so to speak.
They were okay with being sensitive and, you know, being emotional, and that's why a lot of oh man.
But this topic could
I
really get
something I really ain't want to say, but
go ahead, say
it's the truth though. That's why a lot of these emotional ass niggas is out here smoking other niggas over, you know, something as we had the same female in common, and you so mad that you got to end up smoking me.
Yeah,
like that's a lot of that shit. And to me, you go on about your business and you know what I'm saying, you keep on living, cause she ain't worth that. But these niggas is emotional because they've been raised by women.
They end up smoking the dude and end up not even being with the bitch for very much longer after that.
Yep. Like
they're trying to get in some other bitch's guts fucking the next week.
Like real ass shit like that.
You got a bitch at the Voodoo, you got a bitch at the Link, you got a bitch at Roxy's for every day of the week.
That's very toxic of us as males, though. Yes. I understand the way we, you know, how I feel about it is that the way that we have evolved, it's just
here's the thing about this topic is we could do a lot of series, different episodes on this topic.
This is true.
Hold on. Illy says, I don't agree with a person not being able to learn it. It takes self-discipline to search your learning style. It's all about the intent to change your subconscious mind. Yes, but I see where you're going with it and your view of it. But a lot of people's minds aren't complex enough. Like you would be amazed on the intellectual level of somebody of these people running around in the age groups of, like, say 19 to 27 right now. They're the last generation that was pushed through school, no matter basically what their grades were, they got pushed through. And most of them didn't finish. Especially in this area.
Okay.
especially in this area, if you go and you look at the graduation rates outside of, say, like Lake Central and Crown Point, shit like that. If you look at the graduation rates out here, they've, especially in inner cities, they decline greatly.
Correct.
So these kids are getting pushed through.
We're talking about the public school system and some of
That's
the
been
private
defunded.
schools.
So
And some of the private
there's
schools.
so many factors. There's so many factors that go in it. And what to go away what you're saying, Illy, I think will be able to learn it, to learn something, because you can't say relearn something because they don't know no better in the first place. So you could argue with the you can't teach an old dog new tricks angle, but anybody's able to learn anything if you want to. And they're so they don't have the discipline. The self-discipline is like common sense. It's not very common anymore.
Correct. To the point where really these institutions for the developmentally disabled need to be a lot more of them. Like, it's some people walking around that are untreated.
Ivy says,
That's what we talking about.
what do some women say when men attempt to just express how they feel? I know a lot of my friends who can't speak on their feelings without being ridiculed. That's a very toxic female. Hey, these bitches be acting like men like a motherfucker.
A lot.
A lot. So
lot.
and that's there's a lot of independent women, and the more independent a woman, the more fucking
On they shit,
on
they
they-
be,
yeah,
and they
so-
be like, "Hey,
they'll be like, from their point
fuck
of view,
you, I ain't."
from their point of view, they're like, hey, you don't hear me crying about it.
Right.
That's how they're seeing it.
You're right. You're right. Shout out to the independent women, though, man.
Yeah, shout out to
I
independent
love
women.
y'all.
Yeah, I love y'all.
I love y'all, man.
But see, I'm glad we got into the topic because there's a lot of shit we could chop up.
It's a lot of shit. This is actually good. Yeah, man. Nice rebound from the Rev interview, dog.
Yeah, bro,
We
bro.
always come back strong, y'all. We be fighting, man, for real.
And even if Indy would have fucking jumped in, he probably would have left anyway and mad at us about something.
Why you feel like that? I think he would have been good on this.
He-
Well, kind of.
He wouldn't have made it this far.
Think he would have cut out.
He would have cut out during
How long have we been podding for?
2 hours and 23 minutes.
Oh shit!
Yeah, gone.
Is that a new record?
Is
Is that a new record? What's the longest pod that we have?
us?
The beat battles are definitely longer though. But what's the longest pod that we've had?
I don't know. I know we went 3 hours on White Devils before.
Jesus Christ! Hell yeah! You're rich. On the real,
Yeah.
I'm already knowing.
So, but we're a society of toxicity. It's a social norm now. It's celebrated. So it's probably not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And so then healthiness is going to continue to fucking spiral out of control. Nobody wants, and it's. I still trace it back to fucking how you're raised, how your upbringing is, and your mental health. Really. Because I mean, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over. Expecting the same result without making any
Expecting the
changes.
Same result.
And a lot of
without
this-
making any
A
changes.
lot of this toxic behavior is the same behavior repeated over and over and over, with the accepted. Oh, Illy, yes, ego plays a major part of going off what Cliff is saying. Knowing your significant other love language is important, but exercising it takes self-discipline. Yes. Ego plays a big role in male toxicity.
Ego.
And that
That's
goes.
what I spoke on.
this
the,
goes-
the male chauvinist. Everyone knows the male chauvinist pig. A lot of us as guys, we have that in us, and it like pops out at different times, though.
This goes back to me saying that above all else, we're animals. The
Mhm.
ego fills that animal void, that fucking that killer instinct type shit, you know?
Who wants to get into some Sigmund Freud shit?
Yeah. So it's weird how it takes so many things to build up to one ain't shit motherfucker. So, but
It's
it's
a lot,
not.
man.
Yes, Trell says mental health is definitely a big part on both sides. Yeah, because all these independent women right off the bat, like, you know what? I'm gonna go on the bat right on a limb and say about
What are the
85% of these
odds?
women,
What are the odds?
85
What are
to
the
87 and a
odds?
half percent of these women who are very independent and very toxic have the biggest daddy issues ever.
Over under, guys. Over under
That's what I think.
85%.
85%.
Um.
Women
Okay.
women with no
I'm even-
women with daddy issues go two ways, right? And it's safe to assume that they have their daddy issues because their daddy wasn't in their lives, right? We can, safe to assume that? No?
That's not safe to assume because that forgets all of the women who grew up with terrible fathers that abused them, either physically or sexually,
Okay.
and they wish they fucking ass would die. You know
Now
what
listen.
I'm saying?
Listen where I'm going.
That's
with
a
it.
lot of them too.
So with women with daddy issues, it usually goes two ways.
Okay.
It's they so independent because their dad wasn't in their life,
At all.
and they seen their mom fucking grind the fuck out to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it goes three ways. They see their mom grind the fuck out, make it happen, right?
So single mother home.
Mom grinds out.
Mom does it all.
Yes.
She's superwoman.
She gets the work ethic. Boom.
Yes.
Next. Number two.
She gets her independence as well. That's really the thing.
Single
I don't
mother
need
home.
you, nigga.
Number two is single mother home also.
Okay.
Mother ain't a good mother.
Mhm.
So she don't grow up to be an independent woman. She grow up just to be like her mother. The cycle repeats itself. Those are the first two ways that it could go.
Okay. Okay.
Third way, she's independent. Again, real independent. Two-parent household because her dad's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, from my experience, the two-parent household with the two-parent happy household usually results in an independent woman, but not independent on her own right. Independent as she has her parents to fall back on.
Okay. Once again, I would say that would neglect the piece of shit father that abused me, but stayed with my mama, and my mama
That's why I said there might be four.
knew for a fact that my daddy wasn't a piece of shit, but she wasn't gonna do nothing, and
That's why I said there four. As I went along, there
There's-
was more because since we're freestyling
there's-
this, more
yeah,
options are popping in
yeah,
my head.
we're
Now the fourth and final is what you're talking about. The one who was constantly abused, either physically,
Abused.
emotionally, or sexually, and the mom stayed put because she had no other option. So that
or even if mom left, that's still those same results.
she want to get rid of, she want to get away from that father so bad, or that dad. I wouldn't
Yeah.
call him a father, that she became super independent, and it all leads to some type of toxic issue. It sucks that, and it all goes back to mental health, because if you're not getting therapy, if you're not getting to the bottom of all this shit, that's
This is
where the
true.
toxicity goes to. You could be the most toxic person in the world, or the most successful person in the world, and you're gonna be toxic as fuck.
Toxic as fuck.
Look at Jeff Bezos, richest guy in the world, right? Cheating on his wife like a motherfucker. Toxic as fuck.
Is that even
Male ego. We're an animal.
Yeah, but and so just my only point of contention on the ladies, because we don't have the ladies to actually come in with their perspective right now and debate us on that.
Yeah.
but
We do need to get a woman.
we need a woman.
We need a woman.
We need a woman opinion on here because sometimes we get in our ways. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So we're
But
only giving you're hearing a lot of just our point of view and shit
Mhm.
like that, or our experiences. Sometimes it's trauma outside the household, but within the family, it's so many ingredients that will make the same thing. You know what? You're exactly right, Ivy. Because as we progressed in time, it's unfolded that trauma and abuse comes from in many forms from many different people in immediate family, friends, and
true,
all types of shit.
true.
Um, and that goes both ways. It's
Male and female.
male and female. But like I said, this whole toxic thing was a good thing to get into in this
We should do a
episode.
series.
But doing a series would be good. We could break it down.
Toxic males.
One week would be this toxicity thing, and we'll get into it.
And we would talk about it.
Yeah,
We'll see what we can do. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
yeah. I might even have like a board certified therapist person that might be able to call in.
That would be fucking dope as hell.
Yeah. So, but it's where everything's disposable nowadays. People are disposable. Relationships disposable. Music is disposable. Only thing ain't disposable is movies because COVID rendered movies not being able to be made. So, for the time being, but I mean, really, there's so many things that could go into it.
So much fucking music. That's true.
But women, you're just as fault as men, and men, you're no better. Us men, I should say, because I have my own toxic traits that I know I have. But
I ain't gonna lie, man.
just
I wish I was a
Ivy,
better.
even boys being raped by the older babysitter now, they can't stop smashing chicks. Yeah, you know what? It's
You're right.
crazy. Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right, man. That shit got to be some type of mental illness, though, dog.
Bro, and all these teachers like having sex with their students, like I'm old, so all my teachers were old as fuck. Like
No, we had some young ass
no,
teachers.
in all my schooling, I think until I went to college,
Okay.
until I went to college, I didn't. I think there was like two teachers. I'd be like, damn, let me act up in class and have to stay after. Let me see what's going on.
VIll is the realest ever, Kel.
I'm trying to clap some
For
erasers
real.
after class. The first one, her name was Miss King. I was born and raised in East Chicago. I got kicked out. West Side Middle School kicked me out after 7th grade. I was a badass kid. My mom sent me to Cherville, live with my grandfather. Um, if Illy's watching, I know he knows because he lives out that way. But I went to middle school, 8th grade year in Dyer at Kaler Middle School.
Mhm.
Total culture shock. I didn't know no white person outside of my family except for Frankie until my mom sent me to live with my grandfather. So I get to the school and there's 3 black kids and 2 Mexicans, and they all were living at Boys Town, which is now Compagnon.
Mhm.
So it was a total culture shock, bro. Like I was like, what the fuck? It was so weird. I can't even explain it. Like imagine like I'm trying to think of a movie to compare it to. Like it was just fucking weird. But when I went there, the it was the first time I was like introduced to toxicity. Like specifically like
Mm.
white male toxicity.
Okay.
It was insane. Like it was the total stereotypical like what can I
Like
say?
teen jock film.
Yes.
Or
Yes, exactly. They
Listen,
had the
bro.
same clicks.
Listen, bro. That is why those movies and you know what I'm saying. That should be popular, dog, because that is actually what it'd be like at like that shit is crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah, Illy. I went to Kaler. I went out there 8th grade. I failed my 8th grade year because East Chicago public school education was not anything like Lake Central School Corporation at all. So I ended up failing. Then when I got to Lake Central, it was just I was toxic. I was
You
toxic
said
as
by that
fuck.
time I was toxic.
But I was manipulative as fuck. Like I love me and these girls love me because where I was from, you know. So they're like, oh, they like the little hood shit, you know. I was hood as a motherfucker. So it was pretty dope. I got my I had a tattoo, at like 15. So they're like, oh shit. Like
look, Illy. VIll is the guy who has a motorcycle.
yeah, that's basically kind of what it was like,
That's what VIll is. He's the guy that has the motorcycle.
you know. And
Like females kind of like, cause he like a little dangerous. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
And it was kind of like fucking Karate Kid, nigga. Like fucking, like I was Ralph Macchio, like the popular chick, like kind of like me and shit, you know. So it was kind of weird, and I don't know how I got on this story because we're high, but it
Yeah,
serves a
some
general
good ass
purpose
weed.
because I fucking like the toxicity. It was crazy. Like we at Kaler, my first to 8th grade year at Kaler during lunchtime, um, we had a 40-minute lunch. Okay. So you could go to the gym for either the first half or the second half, but you had to eat lunch. So you couldn't stay in the gym for both halves.
Right.
So I would usually go to second half. I would eat first. I would get a French fry, a Dr. Pepper, um, a chicken sandwich, and a fucking Kit Kat every day. That was my lunch. Then we would go play basketball. So I'm like, all right. I go out there. I played basketball. In Chicago. I come from a basketball family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, this is gonna be fun, and it kind of was, but I went about it the wrong way. Like I kind of was like
What
fucking.
happened?
It was like throwing like their toxicity was like a burning flame, and me with my toxicity was like throwing grease onto that burning flame. Because I was like, you know, like I was already my second week there, I got suspended from punching somebody in the nose. Somebody that I actually grew up with in East Chicago, like up into like 4th grade, and then his family like built a house in Dyer. So now he thought, fucking, he was better than everybody, shit like that,
Okay.
you know. So I ended up hitting him, and I got suspended and shit. While we were playing basketball.
Right.
So
Okay. Okay.
and anyway, I come back and I'm playing and everything, and they already kind of adopted this guy as one of his own, as one of their own. So now they're kind of like, oh, whatever. He thinks he's good at basketball. Oh, I know I'm okay. So
Right.
so it's just fouling, and I'm used to being fouled while playing. I grew up playing outside.
Right.
So it was like I said, it was just like throwing grease because I wasn't gonna back down.
Right.
Like fighting with fire with fire. And it just ended up bad. That whole year was just not good at all. But like I said, I ended up failing. And where I live, my next door neighbor was in 7th grade. So
Okay.
that was my
So you
best
in sixth
friend.
grade?
No, I was in 8th grade.
You in 8th grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
My best friend was in 7th grade, and I knew him, his girlfriend, and all that shit. So like I made the basketball team in 8th grade and all that shit, and they hated.
Mm.
And the dude that hated me, his name was Doug Webb. Right? His name was Doug Webb. Fucking hated me, bro. His dad was one of the 8th grade coaches. So I was like third string. I was the new player. These kids have been playing together forever.
Mm-hmm.
And Illy, they just redid when I went. I'm old. I just turned 40. So when I started going to Kaler, they had just redid the boundary lines of between Kaler and Grimmer. This was way before Clark was even built or thought of. So we had a bunch of people that were supposed to go to Grimmer that are now going to Kaler. So those were the kids that I didn't really like that had a problem with me. Doug Webb was one of these kids. So we just had a problem. I was like third string, I didn't play much, and then fucking I failed. Well, I couldn't play the next year because I already played in 8th grade.
Right.
Couldn't play again. But the 7th grade coach was my math teacher, and he was trying real hard to get me to grasp math. Because when I got there, I failed 8th grade because I failed algebra. These motherfuckers were in pre-algebra. You start the year in pre-algebra first semester and second semester in your algebra. They didn't nothing like that in East Chicago, motherfucker. They didn't. No, there was nothing near algebra. So I failed and shit like that. And plus, I was rebelling because I didn't even want to be in there in the first place.
Right.
You know. Um. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll do whatever I want. Shit like that. So anyway, uh, the 7th grade math teacher who was like kind of like you always got that one teacher that turns out to be the best teacher you ever had. That was him. He coached the 7th grade team. Well, he let me help him coach the team. So I was like, all right, I dress up in a little shirt and tie and everything, and I would actually help him coach and shit. Like I said, I come from a basketball family. My uncle coached at EC Washington, at EC Roosevelt. He was a lead scout at UNLV that scouted Greg Anthony, Stacey Ogdeman, Larry Johnson, all those guys. So I come from a basketball family. So first year sucked. Second year kind of sucked because I couldn't play, but it was a new experience, And then I'm still doing street shit on the side. I'm still gang banging and shit. Like I'm stealing cars, making a bunch of money, shit like that. Well, um, it's how growing up we used to do jump rope for heart shit for the American Heart Association.
Yep.
Well, out there
Real.
we do basketball shit. We like have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and then the winner plays a group of teachers at a afternoon assembly.
Okay.
They lower the rim down to like 8 feet, and we have for a dunk contest. We have a 3-point contest. Well, my team won the tournament to play the teachers. The teachers ended up beating us by like 3 points because they had like a fucking tall ass like 6'11" teacher. I wasn't in a 3-point contest, but I did. I was in a dunk contest and I won the dunk contest. It was crazy. The whole school fucking and shit like that. So then I go to Lake Central, freshman year. And this was like the third year that the freshman center was in existence. Illy. I know he knows what I'm talking about. But and that first year we had a new coach, the new basketball coach at Lake Central. His name was Jim Black. He had just come from a coaching stint at Lamar University outside Houston, which is like a Division I program. So the conditioning was crazy. Like if you had wanted any chance of making varsity, your conditioning started in July with the football team.
Right.
So after the football team was picked, you weren't getting picked for football if you're going to play basketball seriously. So that conditioning stopped. You did involuntary work or voluntary workouts until basketball season conditioning actually started, which was insane too. So, I made the team. Well, I didn't make varsity right off the bat because they had a rule that no freshman could play varsity.
Okay.
Then by like the 6th game in the season, fucking one injury down, and then fucking me, talking my way into fucking varsity because I'm not supposed to be a freshman. I'm old as fuck. Like I'm not the same age as a fucking freshman. So I kind of got lucky, and I didn't play a lot. I probably played like fucking 24 minutes in like fucking 13, 14 games. But I did play in the sectionals. I did get dunked on by Jamal Davis. So it was pretty cool. But shit like that.
I got dunked on by Jamal Davis.
But it was crazy. That whole middle school experience there was crazy toxic. Not to get, since we totally got off fucking topic. But it was crazy, and I never witnessed it until it was like some crazy white male toxicity. Like pissing like fucking marking his territory type shit. And I don't even know what it was. I wasn't trying. I didn't like his girlfriend. Like it's nothing like that. I don't know what it was. Like, and he wasn't even really good friends with the guy that I punched. So it's like he wasn't friends at all. There are two different fucking groups. Like Webb was a jock, and fucking Chuck Pullen. If you like WJOB on Facebook, they have a thing called Afternoon Rush or something like that, Drive Time Rush or some show in the afternoon. And sometimes this guy that I punched, Chuck Pullen, is on there. So it's funny. But they weren't even friends. Like he was kind of nerd. He was really nerdy, and so. But after I punched that dude and I came back from that suspension, it's like me and him had beef for some reason. I was like, why? Like, why do you not like me? Like your girlfriend don't like me. I don't like your girlfriend. It was just some weird toxic shit.
Yeah, that's just male shit.
And that was story time with Uncle Bobby on my middle school and high school life. Oh, and just here's a to be continued on that.
Uh-oh.
I didn't finish out my second year, the full year that year of Lake Central, and I didn't get to come back to play in the basketball program anymore because um the FBI came and arrested me, and then Lake Central said I couldn't come back there anymore. That'll be a story for my new show. Story time with Uncle Bobby coming soon. Let's see.
Uncle Bobby.
Okay.
I'm definitely about to bring that shit up.
Okay.
The fans came and got you, bro.
Yeah. Here comes Rev with the most who knows comment. Here's what he says from Rev. Now, I would like to speak with you all on why my interview was catastrophic. My silence was loud, based on your phrases, words, and conversations. Transcendentalism? What? Transcendental? What? Transcendent. Transcendentalism. Inadvertent demigod. What the fuck? Rev?
We love Rev, man.
I don't know about you. So yeah, the feds arrested me.
That shit is crazy. Don't say I want you to stop right now.
Yeah,
because this is definitely another episode. For real.
That's we're gonna leave it at. We're gonna try to plan a whole toxic series. The dangerous level of male and female toxicity that's floating around in the world, let alone this 219 area. Oh my god, it's so disgusting. And
a 219 edition of that shit. That shit is crazy.
We're all to blame,
We really are, though.
Rome's toxic. I'm toxic. Yeah. You're toxic. We're all toxic in our own ways.
Yeah. I'm trying to get rid of mine, though.
I mean, like I said earlier, for any, I know there's a couple new people watching, but like I said, we all have little tiny toxic traits that we feed. That we feed. So the big toxic trait don't take over. You want to feed the little one, so the big one don't fuck. You don't want the big one hungry. You feeding the little ones keeps the big one from getting hungry, basically. But why do you expect Rev to be anything different? Nope, not at all. I've known Rev for a very long time, and he's a unique guy.
Man,
I love him to death. We do a lot of work together. We got a lot of work coming up together. But yeah. Rev, go to sleep, bro. Go to bed. Because I know goddamn well you're tired. That's about it.
True.
I mean, I guess we could wrap it up now.
We good? Everybody. Yep, we got everything off.
Yeah, everything's a six item list on the wall turned into 2 hours and 49 minutes. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is technically the first episode of Sunday Dinner. Last week was the pilot to see how we liked it. And I liked it last week.
We always have fun, though.
Yeah, we have always had fun. The reason we wanted to do this, this all started last year when Indy and Syndrome started to link up. Mm-hmm. And they were gracious enough to invite me to make it a threesome. We did some shows, and then we invited Trell into the.
That sounded dirty.
Yeah. You guys should have been at the shows. Uh, guys should have seen that shit.
Oh man.
Then we invited Trell into it. Now we're a foursome.
Yep.
But
Very dirty.
we are all grown men with their own schedules. Everybody has their own families except for me. So we're not
He's
able to
lying. He's
all
not telling the truth though.
yeah, we're not all able to get together and do a podcast at the same time consistently like we would want to. So last week I decided to go ahead and start this show called Sunday Dinner, where
Yes.
hopefully every Sunday you could get at least two of us. It'll probably be more than likely be me and Rome. We
have a
think
good time.
Indy may have quit on us. But Indy
Nah, he ain't quit, man. He ain't quit, man.
Indy quits on us every now and again, but
That's all the time.
he loves to hate us and he hates to love us.
Yep.
So next Sunday we will be here. I won't. Yeah, shit. We won't have to miss an episode. I'll be in Miami, the 8th through the 12th, but that's Tuesday through Saturday.
I'm gonna have to figure it out, but I will, even if it means I go off my phone. I should
Yeah.
have a better phone by then too.
So, yeah, next week, right around 8 o'clock, between 6 and 8,
that one's
we
gonna
usually
be
do it.
good though. You in Miami?
Yeah, I'll be back Saturday, but I mean, I'm going out there to work. We're going out there to shoot some videos. But I want to do some tourist shit. I want to like fucking go parasailing. I want to fucking snorkel with the fucking dolphins or some shit. Like every time I go to cool places, I'm usually working and like, and
yeah,
and we film a lot of videos in Vegas, and I lived in Vegas for 9 years, so it's not
right.
new to me. I've never been to Miami. I've never been to Florida because I've never really wanted to go to Florida. Florida has some of the things I hate the most. It has humidity. It has a lot of bugs, and it has a lot of Republicans. So, like,
It is a great fucking list, bro.
you know,
That shit is a great list, man.
like who wants to go to a state and try to enjoy a state that let fucking Casey Anthony get away with killing her daughter and fucking George Zimmerman killing Trayvon Martin?
It's just so right, dog.
You know, like fuck Florida. But
That shit is crazy.
I've always
bruh.
wanted to go to Miami.
Humidity,
And if everything goes right,
fucking a bunch of fucking wild ass insects and
Yeah.
shit, and like even
a bunch of stupid ass people. Hey,
bro.
you ever see all the stupid shit that happens in Florida?
No, I try not to pay attention though, but
Bro.
yeah,
Bro,
it be some wild shit though. Man,
everything like they call Florida the
Miami.
toilet bowl of
Listen.
America.
Hey, listen, bro. Miami is fucking great though. I had a ball when I was there.
But you probably went when it wasn't COVID.
That is true.
But I don't think Florida
still,
cares about
though,
COVID.
I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah. Shout out to Lady C.
I would be out on the beach.
Shout
Fuck
out to
that.
Lady C. What she got a new name now, C Snapper. She said, "Great show, fellas. Thanks for tuning in." And she
So,
laughed
sis.
at the threesome. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But here's the rundown. Wednesday, White Devils with me and Rich. 5 o'clock. It'll be broadcast here. Also, robvillain.com.
Shout out to
please,
Rich, man.
if you are watching right now, please
Y'all got a good ass show, bruh.
go to YouTube, search Villain Radio Network, all one word. Click it, subscribe, and hit the little bell so you're notified when we go live. We will also be live next Friday night. Villain Radio presents Friday Night Live with the one, the only, the legendary D Edge. We're going to be
D-Edge
getting
coming
down
on,
to the
man. That shit's
shits.
gonna be fire.
It's going to be something you do not want to miss.
I'm gonna be at work when that shit's going on though. But I'm gonna tune in.
It's going to be really, really good. And I will be taking a week off from Friday Night Live the next week because I will be in Miami that week. But when I come back, December 18th,
It's gonna be so fire.
Friday Night Live is back with the one, the only, the total package, young Gerald himself, G. Scott.
I know you booked Young Gerald.
Yes, G. Scott is December 18th. And then, as much
Bro, I've been listening to G Scott so much.
as much as I want to make Friday Night Live a weekly show, because it's been kind of weekly so far. I did the outfit, 2 weeks ago. We did Rev last
man,
week.
you kind of gonna have to slow down though.
I'm going to, but I want to get the ones I wanted to get out the way before they start hitting other people.
That's true too, though. You want to get it out the way.
Shout out to
I
Keisha.
understand that
Keisha
shit.
got to Rick before I got to Rick.
Yeah, that was dope.
Keisha talking about she
I
retiring.
popped in on
Keisha,
that.
how about you don't retire, and how about you come co-host Friday Night Live with me? Keisha sleep. It's Sunday 11:30.
Hell no, she up. That's sis, man.
So that's Friday Night Live coming up. We will be back next week here on Sunday dinner with me and somebody and me, somebody
Yeah,
and somebody,
man.
somebody in Rome and somebody and somebody. Maybe Indy won't hate us next week. He's gonna watch this tomorrow and be mad.
Yeah, I think he is.
I love you though.
Cause this is really good.
But like I said a couple minutes ago, story time with Uncle Bobby will be coming soon. Well, I will be going. Shout out to Young Dink.
Hey man, so on those, can I come in and interview you, dog?
On what?
Cause I got questions, bruh.
For me?
I got questions about you now, dog.
Well, you could
About what went on? What the fuck?
what went on with what?
Bill, I ain't know all of this.
There's all types
Bro.
of shit.
Bro, the feds came to get you, bro.
Bro, it was 1995. I was wild, bro. I was wild, bro. I was a wild kid. Wild.
He has stories to tell.
Well, excuse me. I do need a co-host for Story Times with Uncle Bobby.
Bro, I have questions for you.
So- Hey, it is. Hey, it's gonna be dope.
Hey, look. Just on some nosy nigga shit, just to make a good podcast. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the statute limitations on almost everything I've done has expired.
It's up. It's up. So you can say it now.
I could talk about all types of shit. All types of shit. That's what's cool about living to 40.
Yep. Gotta get there.
But like I said, White Devils Wednesday night with me and Rich. It's
Shout out to Rich again.
it's informative political podcast where we kind of break it down. Shit like that.
You guys are really good. I've liked a couple of the
next
guests
Friday
that you
night.
guys have had on.
Yeah, next Friday Night Live with D Edge. We're gonna get down with
Yep.
the shits. I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Y'all be safe during this holiday season and back on into the work
He said,
week.
hey, for real, the feds are out too. Feds are out. The DEA is in Lake County, so watch out, kids.
Watch out, guys.
They're looking for y'all. Guess what time it is? Next week, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I don't know. You guys will see a flyer. We'll see you next week.